Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1551, Distinguishing Public and Private Affairs. Well, I plan to give him $1 million to buy him a house here. Then I can bring his wife and children here later. No need to live separately. Lin Feng said calmly. What? Boss? No way. Damn. Isn't your boss too generous? More than $1 million. Chen Kun was shocked and said in disbelief. He thought of many ways to solve the problem, but he never thought that Lin Feng would buy a house for the chef. So when he heard what Lin Feng said, his eyes widened immediately, and he couldn't believe it. Well, I talked to Yuxi. We both have this idea. Anyway, we have done a lot of charity. Just help him again. And we only give a down payment. After all, they have hands and feet and are healthy. They will earn money to pay for the house through their own efforts later. Lin Feng said very calmly. And as a boss, Lin Feng can do this, which is really generous and loyal. Although Lin Feng has been doing charity projects in the past, he has participated in charity projects of all sizes. Most of the people he and Zhang Yuxi helped were people who really needed help. Those who had lost their ability to take care of themselves, as well as the elderly at the bottom of society, left behind children, etc. The reason why Lin Feng helped the chef now was partly because he was considering his own restaurant, and partly because he could really understand how difficult it was for him. He also admired the chef's talent and ability, and that he was a good man willing to make concessions for his family. So when the chef's skills and conditions were not bad, Lin Feng still lent a helping hand. Boss, that's really too generous. It's hard for anyone to do this. I admire you. I've seen your vision. Chen Kun still said with an incredible look on his face. Although more than $1 million is really a piece of cake for Lin Feng, he can easily take it out. It's just a small amount of money that is not worth mentioning. Because when it comes to company activities, dinners, or year-end bonuses, you can feel Lin Feng's generosity as a boss even more. Whenever Lin Feng gives employees benefits and rewards, he is very generous. Of course, the places that should be strict or criticized are still treated the same. Clear distinction between public and private. This is why all the employees of each company have been serving the company very conscientiously. Because there are good bosses and good employees. And because the employees work together, the company is making crazy profits every day. Of course, this is also Lin Feng's very smart operation and management ability. It is also inseparable from the joint creation of each employee to achieve such an achievement. There are gains and losses. Sometimes business is like this. Besides, even if I don't propose this, Yuxi will plan to do so. I know this girl too well. Too kind. Lin Feng said slowly. Boss, I have to say that you are still too generous. Let's not talk about what my sister-in-law plans to do. You really can't pick every aspect of your treatment of employees. The welfare benefits are very good. Chen Kun said immediately. It is mainly because the company has developed very well. It is also the result of the hard work of the employees. Good welfare benefits are what they should be. In this way, they will work more responsibly. Lin Feng said lightly. That is indeed. So among the employees I know, everyone is very satisfied with the salary and benefits. Public and private are clearly divided, and there are rewards and punishments. Chen Kun said. Well, of course I can't help every employee. There are so many people in the world, and there are really too many people who need help. It's just that we also need talents like the chef, and I also like his character. He's a good man. So after thinking about it, I decided to do this. Lin Feng said. The chef might not expect it. So he knows that you are a good boss, but he didn't expect you to be so good. Chen Kun smiled and said. But why did it take so long? Ask. Lin Feng looked at his watch and said. I just arranged for the store manager to call the chef over, and now it's been more than 10 minutes and he hasn't come yet. Okay, boss. I'll ask why the big boss waited so long. Chen Kun said deliberately jokingly. Then he got up and walked out of the office on the second floor. Lin Feng, who was alone in the office, thought of Zhang Yuxi. He picked up his phone and called her. Zhang Yuxi on the other side was walking around with her friends. Just when she was having fun, her phone rang. She picked up the phone and saw that it was from Lin Feng, so she answered the call immediately. "Hello honey, what's wrong?" Zhang Yuxi said in a sweet tone. When several friends on the side knew that Lin Feng called, they immediately quieted down. "Nothing, I just wanted to call you. Honey, are you having fun?" Lin Feng said very gently. "Missed me, right?" "It's okay, we're walking around now. It's a pity that you can't come with us." Zhang Yuxi said very mischievously. "Silly, I just miss you. I'm always worried when my wife is not around. Be careful, honey." Lin Feng smiled and said. "Yes, I know, don't worry. There are so many people here." Zhang Yuxi said. "Yes, boss. Don't worry. I will definitely take my sister-in-law back safely." Chen Donggyun on the side said loudly. "Tisk. Don't join in the fun. Lin Feng is worried about his fiancée. The couple is the real love." Girlfriend Xiaoyu said on the side. "This brat. Okay, have fun. Come back later for dinner. I'll have almost finished my work by then." Lin Feng said. "Yes, honey, you've worked hard. I miss you too," Zhang Yuxi said gently. "Silly wife, have fun. Honey is busy first." Lin Feng said lovingly. Then he ended the conversation with Zhang Yuxi and hung up the phone. Then he continued to walk and chat with a few friends. "Hey, this young couple. Always so sick," Suanna said with a smile. "Yes, Yuxi and Lin Feng have always been like they just fell in love. Never changed. It's really true love," Li Yi said with envy. Chapter 1552 Swear to Heaven. "What you said. Am I so bad to you? We are also true love," boyfriend Sui immediately said unconvinced. "Ah, this. It's not that you are bad to me. We are also true love, more real than pearl," Li Yi immediately said with a smile. "Ha ha ha ha. Quickly coward. Sister, can you fight for me? We are here to support you," Xiaoyu deliberately said jokingly. "Sister, you are bold to rush forward, say it hard." Suanna hummed a little song and said. "Is it reliable, sister?" "Ha ha ha. Forget it, my boyfriend Sui is still very good," Li Yi smiled and said. Zhang Yuxi listened and laughed together, watching them play and bicker silently. This is already the norm, she has long been accustomed to it. Now Chen Kun is not here. Our little fairy Suanna is starting to swell up. Xiaoyu immediately teased. "Say that. He's not here, but his two brothers are here. What's the difference?" Suanna deliberately said jokingly. "That's right. These guys are in the same boat. Report everything that happens," Xiaoyu said. Yo. You've said everything. You girls are the same. Detectives are not as good as you," Chen Donggyun immediately said jokingly. "There's a saying that goes. Girls in love are Sherlock Holmes. So don't lie to them if there's nothing to do, it's best to tell the truth." Sui smiled and said. "That's right. Smart. Sui's right," Xiaoyu said. "No, why would you lie to her if there's nothing to do? Isn't it better to be happy? You can only be happy if your girlfriend is happy," Suanna said on the side. No, swear to God. I decided I never lied. Maybe sometimes it's a white lie." Chen Donggyun immediately admitted his weakness and explained. "Old Four has sworn. To be honest, we brothers really didn't cheat. We are all good people," Sui said. "That's better, otherwise, you will be punished by family rules," Li Yi said. "You guys, do you want to have fun? Let's put aside the relationship first. We missed a lot of fun things just chatting," Chen Donggyun said. "Okay, my silly girls. Let's go shopping for fun things. See if there's anything you want to buy or eat." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Yes, you two men are responsible for paying the bill today. We are responsible for eating, drinking and having fun," Li Yi said excitedly. Okay. As long as my aunts have fun, we have no complaints," Sui smiled and said. Ha 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 ha. Everyone laughed. Then they chattered and shopped for snacks and souvenirs. At this time, on the other side, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi had just hung up the phone when Chen Kun walked in. "Boss, the chef will be here soon. He was discussing the menu with his apprentice earlier, so he took some time. It's basically time to prepare the dishes at this time," Chen Kun said slowly. Will it affect the preparation of the dishes later? Should we postpone the discussion until the evening?" Lin Feng thought for a while and said. "After all, The employees start working at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and of course they take turns to go to get off work or rest. After all, this is the case in the catering industry, and it is impossible to rest at the same time. So the kitchen is basically very busy at this time, because there are so many things to prepare. Although there are many customers coming in the afternoon, there is enough food prepared in the morning, so there is no need to worry. At night, it is the time when the flow of people is the highest every day. So use the free time in the afternoon to prepare more dishes to ensure sufficient supply in the evening. No need, boss. The chef has already told the people below to arrange it. I have already told the store manager. Chen Kun said. Tap, tap, tap. As a result, as soon as the voice fell, there was a knock on the door. Come in. Chen Kun said. Then came in a slightly fat young man with a greasy face. He was the chef Wang Wentao. Boss Lin, Director Chen. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Chef Wang Wentao said politely. Come on. Brother Tao, come and sit down. But you really made Boss Lin wait for too long. Chen Kun said deliberately jokingly. The reason why the chef is called Brother Tao is because he is older than them. Basically, they are a generation older. Chen Kun is only about 20 years old, while the chef is already in his 30s. So calling him brother is also a more intimate name. Afterwards, Chef Wang Wentao immediately came to the tea table and sat down. I'm really sorry, Boss Lin. I was delayed by dealing with some things in the kitchen. I didn't let you guys know, I was afraid there would be trouble later. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Chef Wang Wentao explained as soon as he sat down. Well, work is the priority. Everything has been arranged, right? Lin Feng said very calmly. After all, he is now in the catering industry, and he knows the situation very well, so he understands very well. The things in the back kitchen must be arranged properly before they can proceed, otherwise it is very easy to go wrong. But at that time, it not only affects the customers dining, but also may affect the reputation in a big way. Therefore, the stability of the back kitchen must be guaranteed. Everything is arranged. The front just explained everything clearly before rushing over. As a result, Mr. Lin waited too long. I don't know, I thought Wang Wentao, had too much face. The chef said nervously. After all, Lin Feng's aura is really too strong. In the eyes of employees, although Lin Feng is young, he has a lot to do. In fact, Lin Feng is much younger than all the employees, but his age has no effect on him in everyone's eyes. Instead, there is more admiration. A brave, resourceful and very talented young man. But in the eyes of others, he has always been a person with a very strong aura. The employees under him have always admired and respected him very much. The most important thing is that Lin Feng is very mature and thoughtful in his work. So the company's top leaders are very convinced of him. As the biggest boss, one must convince his subordinates, otherwise it is easy to have uncontrollable problems in the later stage. Obviously, Lin Feng has done it at a young age. And everyone is 100% willing to serve him. Chapter 1553 The surprise is too big. Yes, Brother Tao is very generous. More than me. I don't dare to let Mr. Lin wait so long. Chen Kun said jokingly. Hey, Director Chen, please stop making fun of me. My salary will be deducted later. Chef Wang Wentao responded humorously. That's a waste of words. Is Mr. Lin such a stingy person? Chen Kun smiled and said. That's really not the case. Mr. Lin is the most generous boss I know so far. To be honest. No choice. Chef Wang Wentao said. Come, have some tea. Lin Feng said lightly. In this case, shouldn't you resign? You said such good conditions yourself. Then Lin Feng continued to speak. Really, to be honest. Mr. Lin, if it weren't for personal reasons, I would like to work here until retirement. I can't help it. Chef Wang Wentao sighed and said. Brother Tao, don't even mention resigning. Stay. We will never treat you badly here. Not to mention the salary. No matter where you go, you won't get such conditions. Chen Kun persuaded. Hey. Chef Wang Wentao sighed again and paused. Actually, I really don't plan to resign. But I have to. Boss Lin, Director Chen, you all know my situation, right? My wife is going to give birth again in a while. I can't be with her during her most important period. To be honest, I feel too guilty. And living apart for a long time like this is not a solution. I have bought a house in my hometown. I will go back even if I get less salary, but at least I can be with my family. After all, the growth of children is over. Then, the chef explained one by one. It can be seen that he actually has a lot of reluctance in his heart. He is reluctant to resign and leave here. After all, the working environment here, as well as the salary and benefits, are all very good. Men all hope to achieve certain achievements in their careers. Chef Wang Wentao really feels a sense of existence here. After all, his boss, Lin Feng, appreciated his ability. And he also gained a certain status here and reached a certain high position. For a young man in his 30s, it is really not easy to be in this field. And he is also very good. If he chooses to return to his hometown small city to develop, then he may not have a certain height here in terms of future. After all, there are definitely more opportunities and possibilities for development in first-tier cities. So the chef must have a lot of reluctance and helplessness in his heart. But there is no way. The adult world is always a process of making choices. You can't have both fish and bear's paw. The economic base determines the superstructure. Choosing family means giving up some career pursuits. After all, not everyone is as powerful as Lin Feng. You can balance career, love and family in life. Well, Chen Kun has already told me about your situation. It is indeed a more realistic problem. Lin Feng said while pouring tea. Hey, Mr. Lin has no choice. So, otherwise because of these, I am willing to work until retirement. No bragging. To be honest, I can't meet a boss as good as you anywhere. Chef Wang Wentao said excitedly. Well, you are indeed a capable person. Otherwise I wouldn't have come here in person to discuss this with you. I came here today mainly to solve your problem. To make a long story short, I plan to give you a down payment and buy you a house here. Bring your wife and children here when the time comes. In this way, you don't need to resign, let alone live apart from your family. What do you think? Lin Feng said lightly. When the chef Wang Wentao heard Lin Feng's words, he didn't know how to answer for a while. He couldn't believe his ears now. He was even more shocked. He knew that Lin Feng was a boss who was very generous to his employees, but he didn't expect that the boss would actually propose to buy him a house. He almost dropped his jaw. After all, he also knew the housing prices here. Even the down payment for the surrounding housing prices required more than 1 million. This is not a small amount for people of their class. So the chef Wang Wentao obviously couldn't believe it. Brother Tao, Boss Lin is talking to you. What? Are you scared? Chen Kun, who was standing by, patted Wang Wentao on the shoulder and said. My mind is a little confused. Chef Wang Wentao said hesitantly. Ha. Brother Tao's reaction is really similar to mine. Do you think this surprise is too big? Tisk, I don't even have this treatment. Chen Kun patted his thigh and laughed, saying. I just thought I was dreaming. I can't believe my ears. This is so bad. Boss Lin, the salary you offer me is good enough. You also want me to buy a house. This is really. Chef Wang Wentao said excitedly. After all, the chef is not a person who doesn't know how to be grateful, and he is still very upright. Okay, I'll take care of this. No need to say anything else. When your wife gives birth, you can take a leave and go back. Come back later, and then pick them up later. But, we still need to pay the mortgage every month. So, you should discuss whether you want to sell your house in your hometown. After all, the mortgage for 2 houses added together is still quite a lot. You have a young child, and there will be a lot of expenses when the time comes. Talk to your family about the rest. I'll take care of things here. It can be done in 2 months at the fastest. Lin Feng said slowly. This. Boss Lin, I'm so excited that I can't speak. Really, I think it's really a big deal for you to buy a house for us. Why should I ask you to help me like this? Chef Wang Wentao said very excitedly. Brother Tao, Mr. Lin is so willing to help you. It's because you are really capable. And you are also a good man. So just accept it calmly. Otherwise, are you really willing to live a dull life like this when you return to your hometown? Chen Kun persuaded. In fact, since he took charge of the head office, he has often come into contact with the chef Wang Wentao. So he has a certain understanding of the chef. Chen Kun can feel the chef's pursuit of career. He is not content with the status quo and has greater ambitions. Chapter 1554, To do things, you must first learn how to be a good person. No, Director Chen. This is really too expensive. I'll tell my wife, she'll be shocked. She'll think I did something sneaky. She won't believe it. At this moment, the chef Wang Wentao suddenly spoke up. It's easy. If you're worried about this, we can talk to my sister-in-law in person. Explain to her, it's not that simple. Chen Kun smiled and said, Really, I don't dare to accept this. Boss Lin, I really appreciate it, thank you very much. Your attention and trust in me. I'm so grateful. But I can't accept the house. The chef still refused politely. Brother Tao, are you stupid? This is the decision made by Mr. Lin himself. I don't even have this treatment, so just accept it generously. It's good for you and your family. Can you get a salary of more than 30,000 yuan a month if you go back to your hometown? When the time comes, the monthly payment for the house here is more than 10,000 yuan. You still have about 20,000 yuan left, which is enough for your living expenses. Developing here will also help your career. Chen Kun immediately persuaded. But Chef Wang Wentao was about to speak when Lin Feng interrupted him. Chen Kun is right. We also considered your specific situation. So you don't need to have any burden. I'll arrange the rest. You take care of your own affairs. That's it. Lin Feng said slowly. Brother Tao, I know what you are going to say. Don't say it, it's better to just accept it. Don't be a big man, what are you doing, just accept it generously. Chen Kun said. Since Mr. Lin and Director Chen have said so much, then I can't refuse. Mr. Lin, thank you so much. I, Wang Wentao, have said this today. Director Chen is my witness. I will definitely work here until I retire. No, I should say I will work until Mr. Lin doesn't need me anymore. If there are any problems in the future, I will definitely do my best to repay Mr. Lin's kindness. Chef Wang Wentao said excitedly. Brother Tao, I have written down your words. When the new house is ready, you have to invite us to eat. Chen Kun smiled and said. Of course. I'm so excited now. I have to tell my wife about this. She will be very happy too. Mr. Lin, Director Chen, thank you so much. I will remember this kindness for the rest of my life. Chef Wang Wentao said. Brother Tao, don't thank me. It was mainly Mr. Lin who decided to do this. He also doesn't want to waste your talent. Chen Kun said. Yes, Mr. Lin is my great benefactor. The best reward is that I will do my job well. Strive to bring higher profits to the company. Chef Wang Wentao said. Okay. It's just a piece of cake. It's not a big deal. The most important thing now is your house in your hometown. Discuss whether to keep it or sell it. Talk to your wife. You can move in a few months. I'll arrange someone to find you a ready-made house with decoration. I'll also arrange the furniture for you. You can move in like this. Lin Feng said slowly. Really, Mr. Lin, I have nothing to thank you for. It's really too much trouble. What virtue do I have as Wang Wentao? How can I let Mr. Lin treat me like this? The chef said. Brother Tao, you should have saved Mr. Lin's life in your previous life. That's why I am so lucky now. Chen Kun said deliberately jokingly. That must be it. The goddess of luck favors me. Otherwise, hey. The chef said. Okay. Just do your job well. The restaurant's prosperity is the biggest help to me. Don't talk about the rest. Lin Feng said lightly. Got it, Mr. Lin. Next, I have to study hard. Try to add new dishes. Chef Wang Wentao said. Well, next year's performance must be a breakthrough. This is the task for you. Must complete. Lin Feng said. After all, there is motivation only when there is pressure, and many customers of the head office are repeat customers. They are all attracted by the taste. This also shows that the chef's cooking skills are very outstanding, and it is also an important role for most of the customer flow. Therefore, the entire profit and performance are supported by the chef's cooking skills. Customers are willing to come again because of the delicious food. The reputation value is very high. Therefore, Lin Feng has placed a lot of high hopes on Chef Wang Wentao. Of course, I hope he can do his job more conscientiously and responsibly. Lin Feng is willing to help the chef at this time because of some personal interests. After all, if the chef really resigns, it will inevitably affect the restaurant's turnover. So he was willing to help the chef. killing two birds with one stone. In this way, the chef would be more loyal to him. Moreover, the chef was only in his 30s, and there was still a long way to go before retirement. Basically, the head office could be considered stable for a long time. Don't worry, Mr. Lin. I will definitely work hard. I won't let you down, Chef Wang Wentao said very firmly. Because he met such a good boss like Lin Feng, he now has 100% trust. And there is only one idea in his mind, that is, to work hard to contribute to the restaurant. No matter when and where, as long as Mr. Lin needs him, he will definitely show up without hesitation. In this world, apart from his family, Lin Feng is the first person who treats him so well. Because Wang Wentao is also a very loyal person. Since Lin Feng is so enthusiastic to help him, he must also work hard to repay. Of course, Lin Feng also understands the character of Chef Wang Wentao. He is willing to help if his character is good. He values a person's character the most. You must be a good person before doing things. Brother Tao, prepare well. Mr. Lin and Mrs. Lin will stay here for dinner tonight, Chen Kun said. Okay. It's past 5 now, I'll prepare it right away, Chef Wang Wentao said. Then, the chef left the office. Chapter 1555. How did this person in charge become responsible? Boss, is this matter solved? Otherwise, I really don't know how to deal with it, Chen Kun said slowly. Second brother, management needs to be strengthened. Some aspects are not in place yet. Like the staffing, you don't understand the specific situation in the restaurant. If I hadn't come today, no one would have told me that the employees were a little nervous. You have to check with the store manager every day. I have to do it myself for a small matter. How do you act as the person in charge? Lin Feng said expressionlessly. Because these brothers really didn't pay much attention during this period. As a person in charge, he didn't understand many specific situations inside, and even couldn't solve the human resources issue. Business capabilities are indeed not in place and need to be strengthened. Although I study and work at the same time, my time in college is relatively free and fulfilling. I have enough spare time to manage my work. What makes Lin Feng a little angry is that these brothers are too casual. They don't put their energy into it seriously. They don't spend time learning about catering and management. Everything, no matter how big or small, needs to be solved by Lin Feng himself. This will not help them at all. Chen Kun saw that Lin Feng looked unhappy, and he instantly became nervous. Boss, this is indeed my problem. I won't make excuses, because I really didn't manage it well. I've been playing around a lot recently, so I don't spend much time here. I won't do that again, Chen Kun said immediately. Who promised me so solemnly at the beginning? Second brother, this is the main store. It's the largest store. I gave it to you because you are more sensitive to management. I trust you to be in charge of the main store. Now it doesn't meet my requirements at all, Lin Feng said lightly. Yes. Boss, it's my problem. I let you down. I also realize the seriousness of the matter. In the future, I will try my best to manage it with my heart. My fault, Chen Kun said with a gloomy face. Because he really feels guilty now, and it is indeed his problem. After all, he made a very firm promise at the beginning, but now he has not fulfilled it. Chen Kun is also very embarrassed. He also knows that the boss really treats them as brothers, so he will take them with him whenever he has the chance. Indeed, after having Lin Feng, they learned a lot of extracurricular things. And Lin Feng is dedicated to his brothers. He will help them in any way he can. When starting a business, he always wants to pull a few brothers together and teach them more things. Even if they work alone in the future, they will have a lot of experience. But these guys are still not attentive enough. At the beginning, they were very active and passionate. After a while, they started to be casual. Lin Feng is also for their own good, so he still has to criticize when he should. Otherwise, it will only be bad and no good if it continues like this. I won't say much about the rest. You know it yourself. Including the third and fourth brothers. There are so many small problems. From the beginning, I asked you to take more time to learn about catering management. Everyone said yes, learn it right away. Look at this, no one is learning it seriously. Lin Feng said. Boss, I understand. From now on, this situation will not happen again. Brothers will take it seriously, Chen Kun said nervously. We'll have a meeting after dinner tonight. The third and fourth bosses all need to be scolded. If I don't scold you, you don't know how much you weigh. Call the store manager now. Lin Feng said. Okay, boss. Chen Kun said. Then he immediately picked up his phone and called the store manager. In just a few minutes, the store manager hurried to the office. He couldn't help but feel a little flustered. After all, he felt that Mr. Lin's face was quite serious. Mr. Lin, Director Chen. The store manager said. Sit down. Lin Feng said. I called you here mainly to talk to you about the recent situation in the restaurant. You need to explain it to me. Then Lin Feng continued to speak. Okay, Mr. Lin. There are no major problems in the restaurant, but there are still minor problems. But basically they can be solved. And there is no impact. The only shortcoming is that there is still a shortage of employees. And if they are new, they still need time to train. Because the requirements for our waiters are still quite high. So I will make arrangements for this problem immediately and improve it as soon as possible. The store manager explained. You should contact the company's human resources department for this. Are there any other problems? Lin Feng said. There are no major problems at the moment. They can all be solved. The store manager said. Report any problems to Director Chen in the future. Discuss solutions. Director Chen, spend more time in the future. Lin Feng said calmly. In fact, Lin Feng also deliberately said this in front of the two more senior managers of the head office. First, he wanted to tell the store manager to cooperate more with Chen Kun to solve the problem. After all, he is the person in charge of this head office now. Second, he wanted Chen Kun to focus more on work. In this way, everyone will have a higher degree of conviction in him, and any problems at work in the future will be easier to solve. Lin Feng also plans to let them solve them on their own. Unless it is a major problem, he will not participate. This way Chen Kun will have more room for growth. Okay, Director Lin. Chen Kun and the store manager said together. Director Chen is actually aware of the restaurant situation. We still communicate frequently. It's just that some of the more detailed issues are not in place, but basically it's okay. To be honest, Director Chen is so young and can do this. I think he is already very good. The store manager praised Chen Kun. I just got criticized by General Manager Lin. Don't praise me, I'm so ashamed. Indeed, I have problems too. I'm also reflecting on it. But I will be more rigorous in the future. Chen Kun touched his head and smiled awkwardly. In fact, since he took charge of this head office, his employees are quite satisfied with him. After all, he is a young man. His thoughts are still relatively active, and he keeps pace with the times with the society. So there is no problem in interpersonal relationships. It's just that his amateur skills are still lacking, but he has made great progress. Because not everyone can be as versatile as Raymond Lam. So it's right that Raymond Lam has higher requirements. After all, only by striving for excellence in work can you get better and better. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1556, No Scolding, No Long Memory. That's why we need the cooperation of both of you. One of you is indispensable. Keep working hard. You will get more year-end bonus this year. Lin Feng said slowly. Haha. Of course. I'll definitely live up to Mr. Lin. The store manager smiled and said. Arrange a private room. Arrange to serve the dishes around 7 o'clock. Lin Feng said. Okay, Mr. Lin. Then I'll get busy first. Then, the store manager went out. Only Lin Feng and Chen Kun were left in the office. Second brother, go and play with him. I'll take care of the company's business. Lin Feng said as he turned on the computer. Those two idiots didn't even reply to my messages. I don't even know where they are now. Big brother, do you want to go play with me? Chen Kun said. Second brother, are you stupid? What does your girlfriend do? Aren't they together? Those two idiots didn't reply to your messages and asked about your girlfriend. Lin Feng complained. Oh, this. So, don't be so serious, boss. I'm so nervous that my brain doesn't work anymore. Chen Kun scratched his head and joked. You're such a jerk. Tell me you don't learn from your mistakes. Do you still want to make money? Live off your parents for the rest of your life? Lin Feng said unhappily. Boss, I'm learning from you. With a great god like you protecting us, we shouldn't be too far behind. Chen Kun said. That's just the beginning. Be a little more demanding on yourself, okay? You have to spend a lot of money to marry a wife. Be careful that Yuxi won't let her best friend marry you. Lin Feng said jokingly. No. My sister-in-law is so nice, she will agree for the happiness of her best friend. But I really have to work hard with you to make money. Chen Kun smiled and said. Okay, go find them. Don't waste any more time. Don't disturb me while I'm working. Lin Feng said. Okay, boss, I'm leaving. See you later. Chen Kun said immediately. Then he stood up and walked out the door to find them directly. Lin Feng was in the office dealing with work matters. After all, there are too many companies under his name, covering various fields, so there are more things to know every day. Chen Kun came to the restaurant downstairs and looked around, but didn't know where to find them for a while. So he took out his mobile phone and called his girlfriend Suanna. After learning where they were, Chen Kun immediately followed. 10 minutes later, he found them. At this time, Zhang Yuxi and several girlfriends were queuing up to buy various snacks. Sui and Chen Donggyun could only follow behind and pay the bill silently. Chen Kun ran over immediately. Two idiots. You didn't even reply to the message. You had a lot of fun, right? Chen Kun patted Chen Donggyun on the shoulder and said. Mobile phones are used for payment and payment. Do we look like we are having a lot of fun? Chen Donggyun said helplessly. The second brother is here, and the payment will be handed over to you next. Girl's shopping ability is amazing. So he shook his head and said. Yeah, I'm tired. They are all having a blast. I'm scared. Chen Donggyun complained. Ha. 3 women on the same street, not to mention there are 4 now. Chen Kun smiled and said. Seeing that his 2 brothers were both wearing things bought by girls, and holding small things in their hands, Chen Kun didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Oh, you stinky egg. When did you arrive? Are you still saying bad things about us? Girlfriend Suanna pinched Chen Kun's face and said. Just arrived. How dare I say bad things about you guys? What delicious food did you buy? Chen Kun said with a smile. Hey, do you want to eat? This is a very famous snack. Suyu said. Did Chen Kun rush over to pay the bill? Those 2 are not strong enough. Li Yi deliberately said jokingly. You are too good. I can't help it, I'm scared. Chen Donggyun shook his head and responded. Ha. No wonder boys don't want to accompany girls shopping. So there is a reason. Chen Kun smiled and said. After all, girls have a very strong shopping ability. Next, the group continued to walk, talk and eat. Have you dealt with Lin Feng's things? Why doesn't he come over to play? Zhang Yuxi asked slowly. Boss, you are a workaholic. The chef's things are done. There are other work things to deal with. So he is busy with work and asked me to come out to play with you. Chen Kun said. Well, is there no big problem? He has been very busy recently. Zhang Yuxi said absent-mindedly. Because her heart is on Lin Feng. Everyone is together, and he is the only one who is still busy working in the office. Don't worry, sister-in-law. Just some minor issues. By the way, the boss has arranged dinner for 7 o'clock. Chen Kun said. 7 o'clock. Then we still have more than an hour of entertainment time. Xiaoyu said. Then let's hurry up. There's a very nice dessert shop in front. Sisters, go and have a try. Suanna said. Still eating? You haven't stopped talking since you came out. Chen Donggyun said with a look of despair on his face. Why? Does eating bother you? If you keep talking nonsense, go home and kneel on the keyboard. Girlfriend Xiaoyu said. No. Eat. Just eat whatever the baby wants to eat. Chen Donggyun immediately said in a cowardly manner. Then, they went to a very famous dessert shop. The shop is hidden in a small alley. If it weren't for its reputation, it would probably be difficult to find. And although the shop is not big, there are many customers coming to buy. There is still a long queue outside, and the shop is already full of people. You can see how popular it is. There are so many people. Kun, go queue up. We girls take a break. Suanna said to her boyfriend Chen Kun. Yes, the boys go queue up. I girls will go and see if there's anything good to buy. Li Yi said with a smile. Okay. Go ahead, we'll queue up here for you. Don't run too far. Chen Kun said. Ladies, be safe. Keep checking your phone at all times. When it's our turn, you have to come back to choose desserts. Otherwise we don't know what you want to eat. Suhi also spoke up. Okay, okay. Li Yi responded readily. Then Zhang Yuxi was pulled away by several girlfriends. At this time, Chen Dongyan on the side didn't want to talk anymore, and looked like he had lost all hope in life. He was exhausted after waiting for them to shop for more than 2 hours. There was only one thought in his mind, that is, he shouldn't have come out to suffer in the past. Isn't it uncomfortable to stay in the restaurant? But there is no way, after all, his girlfriend is so excited. He can only comfort himself that it is enough for his girlfriend to be happy. Chapter 1557 Buying Gifts. Hey! These women! Chen Dongyan said when he saw them walking away. Ha ha ha! Old four, can you do it? Chen Kun said jokingly. It looks like I can't do it. I heard sighs all the way here. Suhi smiled and said. Don't talk nonsense, you two. Who can't do it? How can a man say no? I'm very good. Chen Dongyan immediately retorted. Ha 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 ha. We don't know if you can do it. Chen Kun said with a silver smile. Go, go, go. You guys have dirty water in your brains. Go and line up. Otherwise, you will come back and cry about scum again if you don't have anything to eat. Chen Dongyan smiled and said. On the other side, Zhang Yuxi was shopping in a souvenir shop with her girlfriends. What is sold here are memories and some very commemorative things. Although they may be some inconspicuous things, the prices are not cheap. This is a very famous collection store, and many people come here because of its reputation. And there are many types of things in the store, all kinds of things are available. As soon as Zhang Yuxi entered the store, she immediately fell in love with a whole wall of antique collectibles. That is, film camera enthusiasts. There are also many customers in this store, and the clerk is also happy to share stories about this store with you. The film cameras sold range from more than 100 to more than 1K, and the film is about 50. The prices are relatively affordable. Of course, there are also more expensive collectibles. For example, various action figures, jerseys, pens, watches, etc. It's too rich. What are you going to buy? Xiaoyu said. Well, I don't know yet. Too many, it's dazzling. Li Yi said. I plan to buy a one-piece action figure for Kun. One of his favorites. There are all at home, and one more is fine. Suanna said. Although sometimes she can't understand why a boy's cabinet on a wall at home is full of action figures, after all, it is the other party's hobby. So she slowly understood. After all, it's like a girl likes to buy bags and cosmetics. Then we are the same. All kinds of watches, all kinds of figures. The most important thing is all kinds of sneakers and jerseys. He has all the collectibles related to basketball. A whole wall in the house is full of them. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Lin Feng likes to collect sneakers the most. He has countless sneakers in his house. Of course, there are also many pairs given by Zhang Yuxi. So I just came to the collection store today, so I can just bring some things that Lin Feng likes back. I think many boys like figures. My husband is the same. He spends all his money on those things. His mother often says that he only buys useless things. Ha ha ha. Li Yi also complained. Well, that's about it. These things are indispensable at home. Let him buy if he wants to buy. Xiaoyu said. That's what I said, but sometimes I really buy too much. It's expensive. The figures at home can buy several houses. Suanna continued to complain. Who cares? He buys his, I buy mine. My bags and cosmetics are just as good as his. Ha 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 ha. Li Yi smiled and said. Boys' hobbies are just that. Let them do it. It's good for them to make money and buy things by themselves. Xiaoyu said. Let's learn more from Yuxi. She often buys these gifts for Lin Feng. She's willing to spend money no matter how expensive it is. Li Yi said. Then look at how Lin Feng treats Yuxi. He can make money and spend money on Yuxi. They are mutual. Suanna said. Okay, silly girls. They are not bad to you, are they? They are willing to buy you everything. So, as long as they have the ability, they can buy whatever they want. In case it comes in handy someday. Zhang Yuxi said deliberately jokingly. Yes, if you don't have money, you can sell it. You can also get a lot of money, ha ha ha. Li Yi smiled and said. So, I'm still angry. Since you're here, Let's bring him some gifts. Suana said. What are you going to buy? I'm still struggling. Xiaoyu said. Why are you struggling? Just buy him whatever he likes. It's good enough to buy him something. Li Yi smiled and said. A figure. Here are all collector's editions. Give him another one. Suana came to the figure collection area and said. Then Li Yi and Xiaoyu also came over. On the other side, she was still thinking about buying something for Lin Feng. Because Lin Feng's home is basically full of all kinds of collectibles. That is, Lin Feng already has everything that Zhang Yuxi can think of. She originally planned to buy a watch because she just took a look at the watch area. There was a watch that was very beautiful, and Lin Feng didn't have it. But she was worried that Lin Feng would feel sorry for her spending money if she bought it back. All along, Lin Feng was reluctant to let Zhang Yuxi spend money on him. Because he knew that the things he liked were very expensive. He just hoped that Zhang Yuxi would spend the money on herself. Zhang Yuxi had not made a single decision after browsing the collection store. Meanwhile, her girlfriends had already bought the action figures. Huh? Where's Yuxi? Li Yi said beside her when she did not see Zhang Yuxi. She should have gone to look at something else. Let's go and take a look. Suana said. Then she looked around and saw Zhang Yuxi not far away, and immediately followed her. How is it? Goddess, what are you going to buy? Xiaoyu asked. Well, I'm still thinking. I haven't decided what to buy yet. Zhang Yuxi said slowly. We have all bought it. We all bought action figures together. Xiaoyu said. Yuxi, why don't you buy action figures with us? I saw the collection last time I went to your party. Li Yi said. Lin Feng has all kinds of action figures. Kun was tempted last time. Because Lin Feng has a few that he doesn't have. I heard they are hard to buy. Suana said. Indeed, he has everything. He has not only figures, but basically everything that can be collected. So I am quite conflicted. Zhang Yuxi said with her head tilted. Chapter 1558 The last bottle of red wine. That's hard to buy. But I think as long as it's bought by you, he will like it no matter what you buy. Li Yi smiled and said. That's true. But I think Lin Feng is reluctant to let Yuxi spend money to buy things for him. Suana said very firmly. How do you know so well? He is indeed like that. But it still can't stop my impulse to buy things for him. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Of course. Sister, how much he loves you, don't we know? Suana said. At this time, Xiaoyu's phone rang. It was a call from Chen Donggyun. I guess the dessert is ready. We have to go over. Xiaoyu said. Then she picked up the phone, exchanged a few words with her boyfriend, and hung up. How is it? It's our turn. Li Yi asked. Yes. There are a few more people. Xiaoyu said. Then you go over first. I'll stay here for a while. Otherwise they don't know what dessert to buy. Zhang Yuxi said. How can this be? You can't be left here alone. I'll stay here and let Anna and you go. Li Yi said. Oh, hurry up. I'm in the store, what can I have? Hurry up. Come over after you buy, I'll wait for you here. Don't waste time, hurry up. Zhang Yuxi said. Because the dessert shop is not far from here, only 7 or 8 minutes away. Zhang Yuxi wanted them to go over and choose. After all, these girlfriends have missed this dessert for a long time. She stayed in the collection store for a while, just in time to carefully choose something for Lin Feng. Finally, the girlfriends went and came back quickly to save time. Yuxi, then you choose here. We'll be back soon. Suana said. Go quickly, go. Don't worry. Zhang Yuxi said. Several girlfriends listened to Zhang Yuxi's words and hurried to the dessert shop. Then Zhang Yuxi continued to wander around the collection store. She suddenly had an idea, that is red wine. Because Lin Feng likes all kinds of wine, there is a big wine cabinet at home. They are all collector's editions and are very expensive. Zhang Yuxi looked at her watch. It was already 6:10. She had to go back to eat at 7 o'clock because Lin Feng arranged dinner at 7 o'clock. So she found a clerk and wanted to ask if there was the one she wanted. After all, there were too many varieties, and she would be dazzled if she chose one by one. It would be faster to ask the clerk directly. Hello, is there Ramani Conti in the red wine area? Zhang Yuxi asked. At this time, the clerk immediately came to Zhang Yuxi. Beauty, yes. Please follow me. The clerk smiled and said. Then Zhang Yuxi followed the clerk to the wine cabinet area. Then the clerk took out a bottle of Ramani Conti and gently handed it to Zhang Yuxi. Beauty, you have a good eye. At present, we only have the last bottle of this red wine left. It's hard to buy. So you are very lucky, there is just one bottle left. The clerk explained. There's only one bottle left, right? Zhang Yuxi said slowly. Yes, and it's from the 1998 vintage. If you drink it now, the 1998 vintage will taste better. The clerk explained. I was planning to buy 2 more bottles. I'm going to keep 1 bottle. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. No way, it's very scarce. Many customers can't buy it. There's only the last bottle left. If you want to wait for the next batch, you'll probably have to wait until next year. The clerk said. Domaine de la Ramani Conti is abbreviated as DRC. The Hermes of red wine, Domaine de la Ramani Conti mainly owns 7 Grand Cru vineyards. Small production, great reputation, high quality. The very limited production per year is not enough for the rich and powerful around the world to share, so the price is naturally rising. Ramani Conti covers an area of 1.81 hectares, with an average annual production of about 5,300 bottles. The price is between 100,000 and 200,000. Can you imagine how difficult it is to buy? The market has always been in a state of shortage of goods. Fortunately, I am lucky today and can encounter a relatively large and very famous collection store here. The reason why Zhang Yuxi knows about this red wine is because she once heard Lin Feng mention it. And it is also a red wine that Lin Feng prefers. Originally, he likes to collect all kinds of wines. There are 2 rows of wine cabinets in the villa, which is very luxurious. Therefore, Zhang Yuxi just happened to visit the red wine, so she thought in her heart that she would cater to her taste and buy a few bottles to take back. However, there is only 1 bottle left at present. Next year will be too long. Please help me pack this bottle. Zhang Yuxi said. At this time, the clerk's eyes lit up when he heard Zhang Yuxi's words, and even looked at her with some incredible eyes. After all, looking at such a young girl in front of her, she could buy a bottle of red wine worth hundreds of thousands without hesitation. It's really too generous. However, the clerk thought about it himself. Looking at Zhang Yuxi, who was so elegant and beautiful in front of him, she must not be an ordinary person. She was a lady from a wealthy family. Okay. Beauty, I'll pack it for you right away. The clerk came back to his senses and said excitedly. Well, thank you. Zhang Yuxi responded lightly. Then she followed the clerk to the front desk to pay. And just after paying, she saw that her mobile phone only had 3% of power left. But since she had already paid, Zhang Yuxi was not worried. By the way, she waited for the clerk to pack, and also waited for her girlfriends to come. Because they agreed to wait for them here, if Zhang Yuxi went directly to the dessert shop, she was afraid that her girlfriends would come to find her and worry about missing her. Then she might as well wait for the clerk to pack, and by the way, go shopping for the goods and wait for them to come. Beauty, I just saw you came with your friends. Then, the clerk said while packing. Because from the beginning when Zhang Yuxi and a few girlfriends came in, the clerk paid attention to her. After all, wherever Zhang Yuxi appears, she will definitely become the focus. Because she is so beautiful. She is very eye-catching in the crowd. Many people will be attracted by her temperament, and naturally others will have more impressions of her. Yes. They went to buy desserts. I'll wait for them here. Buy a bottle of red wine for my husband. He likes to collect wine. Zhang Yuxi smiled and answered. Chapter 1559, Male clerk came to chat? Or are you married? I think you are really beautiful and young. Are you still a student? The clerk asked. Because this clerk is a man in his 20s. So seeing Zhang Yuxi so beautiful, he naturally wants to talk to her more. Haha, thank you. I am a college student. My fiancé is also. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile on her face. I see you smile when you talk about your fiancé. He must be a very good person, right? Any boy who can marry you is also blessed. The male clerk said with envy. He dreamed of having a girlfriend like Zhang Yuxi. But now the ideal partner is in front of him, he can only admire him. So good. I can't find anyone better than him. He is good looking and talented. And sometimes he is silly and cute, ha ha ha. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Hearing you say that, I want to see what kind of person he is. What kind of boy can capture the heart of a beautiful woman? But, I can see that you really love him. The male clerk said. I love him, he always has shining points in my eyes no matter what. In short, he is a very good person. Zhang Yuxi said proudly. I really envy him. I can see that you are a very simple and innocent girl. But, you basically won't meet someone like you in society. The male clerk said silently. Maybe my husband protects me too well. So now I can be carefree. Zhang Yuxi said slowly. She is now worldly wise but not worldly wise. Because Zhang Yuxi is also very smart, she knows everything she should know. It's just that in the eyes of others, she is a very simple and innocent person. That's because Lin Feng protects her too well, so that she always has a childlike heart in her heart. The person who truly loves you doesn't need you to grow up, because he will spoil you like a child. Then he must love you too. But in today's society, it's not easy to meet someone who truly loves you. A person who is truly happy will have a smile on his face, just like you. The male clerk said. Haha. So I'm lucky to meet him. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Great. Beauty, the wine has been packed. Do you need it now or? The male clerk said. Wait a minute. I'll sit and wait for them. Excuse me, do you have a charging cable? My phone is turned off. I'm afraid they can't contact me. In fact, the most important thing is that Zhang Yuxi is worried that Lin Feng will be anxious if he can't contact her. Because just now she just sent a message to Lin Feng saying that she was in the collectibles store and would go back later. Later, her phone ran out of power, and she didn't know what Lin Feng replied. I have to ask other colleagues. Because unfortunately, my charging cable is broken. The male clerk smiled and said. Okay, thank you. Zhang Yuxi responded politely. Then the male clerk immediately went to ask his colleagues. Zhang Yuxi continued to walk around the store. Horizontal ellipsis. Meanwhile, Lin Feng on the other side replied to Zhang Yuxi's message, but found that she hadn't replied for a long time. So he picked up the phone on the table and called Zhang Yuxi. It was turned off. This idiot. The phone is turned off. Lin Feng said to himself. At this time, he no longer had the mind to deal with work matters. Now that he couldn't contact Zhang Yuxi, he couldn't help but feel a little worried. Lin Feng immediately put down everything in his hands and walked out of the office. He drove directly to the collection store that Zhang Yuxi had sent a message about. Halfway through the drive, he thought of a few of his brothers. So he found Chen Kun's number and called him. Beep, beep. After the phone beeped a few times, Chen Kun answered the phone. Second brother, where are you now? Where's Yuxi? Lin Feng asked. Big brother, we're at the dessert shop. We're going to go to my sister-in-law's place now. She's in the collection store. Chen Kun responded. I'll drive over now. Her phone is off. Lin Feng said. Sister-in-law's phone is off. Then let's go over now. Chen Kun said. Then Lin Feng hung up the phone. Now he had only one thought in his mind. That was to see Zhang Yuxi as soon as possible. After Chen Kun hung up the phone on the other side, he asked everyone to go to Zhang Yuxi's place. Sister-in-law's phone is off. Let's go over there quickly. The boss has already driven over there. The boss's tone seems to be a little wrong. Chen Kun said to everyone. What? Yuxi's phone is off. Just now I was thinking of staying to accompany her. Li Yi said. Okay. Go over there quickly. Otherwise, the boss will be angry later. Chen Dongyun said. Then, everyone hurried to the collectibles store. After a while, Lin Feng arrived at the collectibles store according to the navigation. He quickly found a parking space and parked the car, then got out of the car and ran into the collectibles store. At this time, the flow of customers in the store was a little less. He scanned the area but didn't find Zhang Yuxi. One of the shop assistants not far away found that Lin Feng seemed to be looking for something. Hello, do you need help? The shop assistant asked politely. I'm looking for someone. A tall and thin girl with long hair and fair skin. Excuse me, is she here again? Lin Feng said. This. The shop assistant thought for a while. Isn't the girl Lin Feng described the girl who just bought red wine? It should be her. Go inside, to the wine cabinet area. She should be over there. The shop assistant said slowly. Lin Feng walked over there before he finished speaking. At this time, Zhang Yuxi was still next to the male shop assistant. Beauty, can you add widget? Oh, haha. I just thought that if you need to buy something in the future, you can tell me directly on WeChat. The male shop assistant saw Zhang Yuxi looking at him with a somewhat surprised expression, and said awkwardly. In fact, what he said before was just an excuse. The main purpose was to add Zhang Yuxi's WeChat. After all, such a beautiful woman stood in front of him, and he was somewhat excited. And mainly because she was a waiter in a collectibles store, she was different from the waiters commonly seen in the market. The collectibles store had very high requirements for waiters, who must be highly educated, and also had certain requirements for appearance. So this male clerk felt relatively good about himself. It just so happened that Zhang Yuxi was also the type he liked, and finally her true nature was exposed. Chapter 1560 must give satisfactory results. No, thank you. Zhang Yuxi refused immediately. Because she had sensed that the male clerk had other intentions, Zhang Yuxi immediately kept her distance from him. She walked away from him. However, the male clerk was still unyielding and followed Zhang Yuxi. Please don't misunderstand, beautiful lady. I added WeChat, just some business dealings. No other meaning. The male clerk continued to speak beside him. Well, no need. Also, can you please stop following me? I'll take a look for myself. Zhang Yuxi said expressionlessly. She didn't expect that the person who looked quite normal before would become a different person now. Sure enough, Lin Feng had said before that those people outside could not be trusted. So, when she went out, she always remembered what Lin Feng had said to her. If you meet such a person, stay as far away as possible, it's better to have less trouble than more. But the male clerk looked at Zhang Yuxi's well-behaved and good-tempered appearance, and it was impossible for him to give up easily. He still didn't take Zhang Yuxi's words seriously and continued to follow her. Zhang Yuxi had been planning to lend her a charging cable to charge her phone, but she thought about it and decided that it was not safe to leave her phone there to charge. So she simply didn't charge it. Anyway, she thought her girlfriends would be ready to come. Now thinking back, it's a good thing she didn't charge it. She would rather her phone run out of power than let this person succeed. Beauty, your husband isn't here now, right? So it's okay for us to add WeChat. If there's any good place to eat or have fun in the future, we can go together. The male clerk continued to speak. He fought back from time to time and deliberately touched her hair when Zhang Yuxi wasn't paying attention. He was very dishonest. Are you sick? Zhang Yuxi hurriedly dodged and roared. Try this again. Do you think I'm a girl who's easy to bully? Zhang Yuxi spoke again fiercely. To deal with such a person, there can't be a trace of weakness, otherwise the other party will be even more aggressive. She was speechless. At this time, Lin Feng, who came hurriedly, just heard the conversation between the male clerk and Zhang Yuxi, and was furious. Wife? Lin Feng suppressed his anger and shouted. At this time, Zhang Yuxi heard Lin Feng's voice and a smile appeared on her face. She immediately trotted to Lin Feng's side. Husband, why are you here? My phone is out of battery. Zhang Yuxi explained aggrievedly. I know. Wife, come. Lin Feng opened his arms and hugged Zhang Yuxi and said. The male clerk on the other side was a little overwhelmed when he saw Zhang Yuxi's fiancée appear. His eyes were full of panic. Because in front of him, he was very curious about what the excellent fiancée of Zhang Yuxi, such a beautiful girl, was like. Now seeing the handsome and well-built Lin Feng in front of him, he is indeed very superior in appearance. In addition, Lin Feng himself has a strong aura, which immediately made the male clerk a little flustered. But he still tried his best to pretend to be calm. In fact, he was already panicking. After all, he was more or less disrespectful to Zhang Yuxi just now, and he was self-aware of this. Now that Lin Feng was here, he was mainly afraid that Lin Feng would cause trouble for him. Because he never thought that Zhang Yuxi's fiancée Lin Feng would show up. So he was a little unscrupulous. Little did he know that Lin Feng was really angry now. Because Lin Feng had heard what he said just now. So he didn't hear everything, but he didn't need to think about what the male clerk's purpose was. Dare to provoke his fiancée? Then don't blame him for being rude. At this time, the male clerk saw that the situation was not good, so he thought about walking away. But how could Lin Feng let him go easily? Stop. Lin Feng said in a cold tone. Because the male clerk was still working hours at this time, he didn't dare to cause trouble. He pretended not to hear Lin Feng's call and strode to the front desk. Seeing that he was playing deaf and dumb, Lin Feng felt even more angry. Holding Zhang Yuxi's hand, he immediately followed to the front desk. Are you deaf? Lin Feng shouted loudly. At this time, all the customers in the store were attracted by Lin Feng's shouting. Even all the employees in the store ran up, looking confused. And just at this time, Chen Kun and others also came to the collectibles store. Seeing Lin Feng's serious face, they guessed that something must have happened. Otherwise, Lin Feng would not be so angry. Sir, what's wrong? Another clerk asked. Let him tell me himself. Let me see if he is deaf or blind. Lin Feng said coldly. Then everyone looked at Lin Feng, pointing at the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi, and looked over in unison. The male clerk was so panicked that he didn't say a word. Boss. Chen Kun followed and said. Yuxi, are you okay? Did the disgusting man harass you? Xiaoyu said. They knew what happened without thinking. I'm fine. Zhang Yuxi said slowly. I'm glad you're okay. Oh Amitabha. Otherwise we won't be able to explain. Li Yer said. Hey, we should have left one person behind just now. I didn't expect. Suana said. It's okay, it's really okay. What can he do in broad daylight? I just didn't expect to encounter this kind of thing again. Zhang Yuxi said. At this time, the customers in the store were also gathered around to discuss. They could all guess what happened. You said this young man. Why don't you just work properly? You have to harass customers. An aunt said. You saw a beautiful woman. Your little girl is so beautiful. Another big sister also said. Young man, apologize. It's not a problem to escape like this. A big brother said next to him. Yes, young man. Your attitude is not good. Apologizing may be a good solution, otherwise. People around were chattering. Just when everyone was discussing noisily, the store manager came out. A young man in his 30s wearing a pair of glasses. After all, such a big thing happened, the staff below had already informed the store manager. Hello, sir. The bespectacled store manager came out and greeted Lin Feng warmly. How about this? Let's go to the backstage to solve the problem. I will definitely give you a satisfactory result. Chapter 1561 Call the police. It's also our business hours now, you see. The customers are still here, right? Haha, let's talk. The bespectacled male store manager said in a gentle voice. Solve it face to face, solve it here. Lin Feng said fiercely. Oh, sir, we are now in business hours. If there is a problem, we can solve it privately, right? The bespectacled male store manager continued to speak. Don't you understand what you are saying? Since it is business hours, can you harass women? Chen Donggin, who was standing aside, couldn't stand it anymore and spoke loudly. Under normal circumstances, Lin Feng was not that angry, but since he dared to provoke Zhang Yuxi, that was his bottom line. He would never let it go easily. Sir, please watch your words. If it were here, we would have to call the police. You are already affecting our business now. The bespectacled male store manager said. Are you kidding too? You are embarrassed to say call the police. You are thinking that this bastard will be arrested, right? Chen Kun pointed at the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi and spoke. Call the police, right? Call the police. You'll be in jail in no time. Sui said slowly. You guys. You're totally unreasonable. I think you're just students, right? You're young, but you're so arrogant. Study law well. The bespectacled male store manager said proudly. At this time, the male clerk hiding behind his colleague still didn't say anything. He just thought that a group of college students in their 20s couldn't do anything to him. It was just a way to scare him because of their youthful vigor. However, he didn't know that he was just provoking Lin Feng's anger, making things worse. Because of his attitude, Lin Feng had decided to deal with him. Lin Feng had a way to make him apologize. Second brother, find out all the information about this jerk. Third brother, find out the information about this so-called store manager, the four-eyed man. Fourth brother, call the police. Lin Feng said expressionlessly. Just as Lin Feng finished speaking, the male clerk and the bespectacled male store manager were shocked. They didn't expect that they had just threatened Lin Feng and the others by calling the police, but now Lin Feng called the police. But once the police were called, the matter would become a big deal, and it would not be so easy to solve. Moreover, the man with glasses thought that as the store manager, if he did not handle it well, he would not be able to explain if the superiors blamed him. The main thing was that it might make the store's reputation bad. When the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi heard that Lin Feng really intended to call the police, he panicked instantly. After all, he harassed Zhang Yuxi, and he might really have to stay in the police station for a few days. At this time, he was panicked. Young man, wait a minute. No need to call the police, solve it privately. The male clerk with glasses immediately stopped and said. After all, it was the employees in the store who had a conflict. If the police really came, the matter would only escalate. So, he immediately stopped Chen Dongyan from calling the police. Chen Dongyan did stop and did not make a call. Instead, he looked at Lin Feng's eyes and acted again. What? Didn't you say to call the police? What do you mean by not calling the police now? Chen Kun on the side said. Let's solve it well, let's solve it well. There's no need to make it a big deal, right? The other customers should go away, go away. Those who need to shop should continue to shop, continue to look. The bespectacled male store manager waved his hand and said. However, the customers gathered around him ignored the store manager's words. Everyone was very enthusiastic about watching the fun and still gathered around and talked about it with relish. Li Xiaoji, come here. Hurry up. The bespectacled male store manager called the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi. At this time, the male clerk hiding behind his colleague slowly walked over. Is the situation true? The bespectacled male store manager asked. No, no. I didn't. This thing didn't happen, how could I harass her? The male clerk actually said it with confidence. After hearing his words, Zhang Yuxi was so angry that her face changed on the spot. You. Call the police, I don't believe how long you can lie. Zhang Yuxi said very angrily. Don't you dare to face your dirty heart. Are you still a man? You know what you are doing. Suanna also said angrily. That's right. Damn it. You must force me to swear. He is a shitty man. You are harassing my sister, I think you are tired of living. Li Yi said viciously. Sisters, there is no need to be angry with him. Calm down, calm down. Lin Feng will deal with him. Don't cry to the earth and the sky when the time comes. Xiaoyu said. Stinky boy. You can touch anyone, but you touch my boss's people. Damn my sister-in-law. You will be in trouble. Chen Dongyan said angrily. Hell, who are you college students trying to scare here? Let me tell you, I also graduated from college. Don't talk big. Study hard. The male clerk said indifferently. Okay, stop talking. We are all kids, don't worry too much. But you guys are. Study hard, don't show off. If there's a problem, we will solve it. It's no big deal. No need to make such a big fuss. The male store manager with glasses said with a condescending look. Obviously, they didn't take Chen Dongyan's words seriously at all, just thinking that they were just college students talking big. At this time, Lin Feng's expression was serious and he didn't say a word. In fact, he was angrier than anyone else. Seeing his wife Zhang Yuxi's face change with anger, he was more determined to deal with this guy. In daily life, Zhang Yuxi is a person who rarely gets so angry. She is famous for her good temper. But now Lin Feng saw Zhang Yuxi so angry, in addition to heartache, he was angry at the male clerk. No matter who came to stop it today, it would be useless. This disgusting guy will definitely pay a heavy price. Wife, it's okay. Don't be angry, your husband is here. I'll take care of it. Lin Feng comforted Zhang Yuxi very gently. Yes. Don't worry, honey, I'm fine. Zhang Yuxi responded. Because she believed that Raymond Lam would handle this matter well. This was also the sense of security that Raymond Lam had given her all along. Chapter 1562 Suspension of Business. Stop talking nonsense. Old 4, why don't you call the police? Immediately. Lin Feng said in a cold tone. Yes, boss. Chen Dongyan replied. Little brother, don't be impulsive. Let's go to the office and talk. Have some tea. The man with glasses immediately patted Lin Feng's shoulder and said in a friendly manner. Lin Feng. He ignored him completely. What happened? Why call the police? Suddenly a middle-aged man in a black suit spoke up. Boss Wang, you are here. The man with glasses immediately ran over and said respectfully. Hello, Boss Wang. The waiter in the store also shouted at the same time. How do you manage the store? How did such a big thing happen? Notify them immediately and suspend business. Boss Wang said angrily. Then the waiters in the store evacuated the customers one by one, and the store was temporarily closed. If the store continues to operate, it will definitely suffer losses. And both the image and popularity will be greatly reduced. After all, it is not a glorious thing for a male clerk to harass a female customer. So for long-term considerations, the only choice is to suspend business. Come on, handsome boy. Don't call the police first. Let's have a good chat, Mr. Wang said to Chen Donggyun. After all, he is the boss, and he is quite good at social etiquette. I just heard about it on the way here. This happened because we did not manage our employees well. I will punish them accordingly. Do you think it's okay? Mr. Wang said with a relaxed look on his face. No. You just said 2 words and it's over. Suanna said very rationally. You punish them, that's your business, we don't care. But you can't control what we do to him either. Sui said slowly. That's right. You treat us like 3-year-olds and fool us. Lin Feng, we shouldn't let him go easily. Dream on. Li Yi said angrily. Boss, ignore him. We should do what we should do. Chen Donggyun said to Lin Feng. President Wang saw that the children in front of him still refused to compromise easily, so he looked at Lin Feng. He found that the temperament exuded by Lin Feng was indescribable. President Wang felt that he had lived for more than 40 years and had seen countless people. His intuition told him that the person in front of him, Lin Feng, was not an ordinary person. Because he could really feel Lin Feng's strong aura. From the time he drove until now, Lin Feng seemed very calm and rational. This is something that people of this age cannot do. It is conceivable how strong Lin Feng's psychological quality is. In such a situation, he can still be so calm. Boss. This is your boss, right? President Wang smiled and said. Hello, Mr. Lin. Please forgive me if I am not treating you well. Then, he turned around and said to Lin Feng. You're welcome. I'm just solving my own problems. Lin Feng responded lightly. At this time, everyone was still wondering why President Wang in front of them knew Lin Feng's name. Everyone was silently guessing in their hearts whether President Wang had investigated Lin Feng in advance. However, Lin Feng did not have this doubt at all. Because he knew that Suanna had just said his name, and a person of Mr. Wang's status would naturally observe his words and expressions. So it was not surprising that he knew his name. Moreover, on the way here, he had no time to investigate himself. If he really wanted to investigate him, he could only let his subordinates investigate Lin Feng. Therefore, Lin Feng acted unusually calm. Little brother, aren't you curious why I know your name? Mr. Wang asked. It doesn't matter. Lin Feng responded lightly. Ha ha ha. Little brother is a little interesting. You are the most special guy I have ever seen. Mr. Wang smiled and said. Lin Feng. Lin Feng should not pay too much attention to it, after all, this matter is not the point. He wants to solve the hairy man who harassed Zhang Yuxi. Instead of wasting time talking to them here. Just then, Mr. Wang's female assistant came in with a laptop. She talked to Mr. Wang for a few minutes and then left. Sure enough, it was exactly the same as Lin Feng thought. This Mr. Wang really asked his subordinates to investigate Lin Feng's background. And Lin Feng was indeed an extraordinary person, just as he expected. Then, Mr. Wang's face changed a lot. He thought that Lin Feng was a big shot that he couldn't afford to offend. His own clerk actually caused such a big trouble. At this time, he was still thinking about how to deal with this matter, because he knew that Lin Feng would not let it go easily. I think I should call you Mr. Lin. Right, Mr. Lin. It turns out that our famous Mr. Lin has visited our store. Mr. Wang immediately said with a smile. The male store manager with glasses and the clerks standing aside were also surprised when they saw their boss speaking in this attitude. Everyone's face looked incredible. Especially the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi. Their hearts were even more uneasy. They never thought that this young man in front of them could let their boss call him Mr. Lin. So you can imagine how awesome Lin Feng is. The male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi was almost scared to death at this time. I originally thought that a few college students were incompetent, but they actually ran into a big shot. Thinking back, I said a lot of bad things to Lin Feng and the others before, making things so serious. There is no need to think about it, Lin Feng will definitely not let him go easily. Have you learned to flatter now? Ask your employees. That four-eyed guy is so arrogant. And the bastard who harassed my sister-in-law. Chen Donggyun said. You keep talking about us college students. Why? You look down on college students, right? You are the only ones who have abilities, right? Xiaoyu also spoke up. You have the nerve to ask us to study law. You have the nerve to ask us to study hard. You. Especially you. Look in the mirror. You have the nerve to say that you are a college graduate. Aren't you afraid of being embarrassed when you say it out loud? Li Yi pointed at the male clerk and said fiercely. That's right. A college student comes out and harasses women. How dare you say that? You are the one who should study hard. If you want to go to jail, you can be there in minutes. Suana said angrily. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1563 Don't Dare to Fart. At this time, the bespectacled male store manager and the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi dared not say a word. Yes, yes, yes. You all have a point. It's indeed my problem. I don't manage well. Boss Lin, I will impose corresponding penalties on the store manager. Then fire this male colleague. Let's just let it go. Boss Wang said slowly. If you don't do this, I will find a way to make you do it. But this matter can't just be left unresolved. I will make him pay a greater price. Lin Feng said expressionlessly. How do you do things? From this moment on, you don't have to be the store manager anymore. Boss Wang saw that Lin Feng didn't feel relieved at all, so he yelled at the bespectacled male store manager beside him. Especially you. Harassing women. It's simply an insult to the reputation of the store. Don't come tomorrow, just get out of here. Then he spoke to the male clerk beside him. Boss Lin, you are a generous man. Let's go to the office and sit down for tea. It's easy to solve problems. Boss Wang said to Lin Feng. No need. The police are on their way. Leave it to the police. Lin Feng responded calmly. In fact, Lin Feng had privately sent a message to Chen Dongyun to inform him to call the police immediately. Because he should have guessed Mr. Wang's solution, in order to avoid conflicts of interest. The most direct way to deal with it is to dismiss the male clerk. But how could Lin Feng let him go easily? Moreover, Chen Kun and Suhi had already investigated all the backgrounds of Mr. Wang, the male manager with glasses, and the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi. They were all sent to Lin Feng's mobile phone through messages at the first time. Through investigation, it was learned that Mr. Wang and the male manager with glasses were relatives in private, and the male clerk was introduced by the male manager with glasses friends. So it can be imagined that they were secretly protecting each other's interests. Mr. Wang verbally said that he would impose corresponding penalties on the male manager with glasses and dismiss the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi, but in fact, he was just pretending in front of Lin Feng. In private, he would definitely not do what he said. After all, they are all family members. However, before Chen Kun and Suhi investigated their background, Raymond Lam had already guessed that this was the case. Because from the beginning, the male store manager with glasses did not point out the problems committed by the male clerk. He just kept delaying time. He never gave a positive answer to the male clerk harassing Zhang Yuxi. He did not propose a clear solution. The reason why Raymond Lam did not say a word at the beginning was because they saw their actions and intentions. It was just that Raymond Lam was waiting for Chen Kun and Su He to investigate their true background. He could take the next step. So after learning about their relationship, Raymond Lam immediately sent a message to Chen Dongyun to call the police. The reason why Raymond Lam did not ask Chen Dongyun to call the police directly in person was because they would definitely stop him. So he chose to send a message privately to let him call the police, and chose to kill first and then report, so that they would be caught off guard. Because he must have a way to make the harassing male clerk stay in the cell for a while. He must be able to make the male clerk's information have the word serving. I didn't want to make things so complicated. But the attitude of the male clerk angered Lin Feng from the beginning. He didn't admit his behavior and had no intention of apologizing. Then, it's not as simple as just saying he would be fired. Lin Feng would make him pay a higher price no matter what. On the other side, the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk heard Lin Feng say that he had called the police. They were anxious instantly. Boss Wang, this. Solve it privately. It's hard to say if we call the police. The male store manager with glasses said to Boss Wang. Boss Lin, don't. No need to call the police. I'll ask them to pay a compensation. Then I'll pay a compensation. What do you think? Boss Wang said immediately. From the beginning to now, there has been no apology. No need to say anything else. Money can't solve problems for me. Lin Feng said lightly. What he lacks the most is money, and he actually wants to bribe him with money. It's impossible. My boss has more money than you. Does he look like someone who lacks money? Chen Dongyun said from the side. Are you dumbfounded? I've said from the beginning that I will definitely deal with you. You don't believe me? Then let's see how long you can be so arrogant. Xiaoyu said disdainfully. What are you two still standing there for? Why don't you apologize to Mr. Lin? Do you know who Mr. Lin is? You actually offended Mr. Lin. I think you are tired of living. Mr. Wang immediately spoke to the two employees beside him. At this time, he asked the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk to apologize because he found that there seemed to be no room for maneuver. And seeing Lin Feng's tough attitude, he knew that the consequences of this matter must be very serious. And Lin Feng would definitely not let them go casually. Mr. Wang also had a lot of helplessness in his heart at this time, but after all, it happened in his own store. And it was his own employees. This matter was more or less inseparable from him. At this time, the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk came to Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi reluctantly. I'm sorry, I was wrong about this. I hope you can let me off. The male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi said slowly. Yes, we were wrong first. Bad attitude, it's our problem. Boss Lin, please don't worry about it. The male store manager with glasses said with a smile. There was no sincere attitude of admitting mistakes at all. In fact, the two of them have been arrogant until now because the male store manager with glasses and Boss Wang have a special relationship. They think they have someone backing them up, so what can a few college students do to them? Naturally, their attitude is much more arrogant. This is also why the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi has been avoiding the facts from the beginning. He never apologized or tried to come out at the first time. Instead, it was the male store manager with glasses who explained everything. Lin Feng just looked at them with cold eyes. Zhang Yuxi didn't say a word either. Because they all knew that the two people in front of them were just forced to come over and apologize hypocritically. It was just a show. Because Lin Feng had already called the police. So at this time, I can only apologize and hope to seek forgiveness from Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi. Otherwise, if I really go to the police station, things will not be so easy to discuss. Chapter 1564 Knowing it well. Inside the store, the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk saw that Mr. Wang was so respectful to Lin Feng and even had to look at Lin Feng's face. This shows that Lin Feng is indeed an awesome person. Otherwise, in terms of qualifications, experience and status, Mr. Wang is also a well-known figure in the circle. But now he still needs to flatter a college student. Then they don't need to think too much to know that Lin Feng is not simple. If he doesn't apologize now, when will he apologize? Look, Mr. Lin is obviously not satisfied with your apology. Sincerity. Mr. Lin is so generous. As long as you are sincere, it's easy to talk, right? Mr. Wang said. He obviously deliberately said that Lin Feng was generous and raised his position, and his purpose was to make Lin Feng embarrassed to care too much about them. However, Lin Feng is not a vegetarian. To deal with these people, everyone is a hypocrite and a fake. There is no need to take into account any feelings, just solve it as it should be. Besides, Mr. Wang is of no help to Lin Feng in business, and there is no benefit at all. With Lin Feng's identity, status and strength, he would never ask others for help unless others asked him for help. Because he doesn't need it at all, he can resist it by himself. So he has to teach them a lesson. The male store manager with glasses and the male clerk immediately heard the hidden meaning of Mr. Wang. Mr. Lin, I will compensate you. You name a price. I hope that when the police come later, I can say that it was a misunderstanding. Also, Mrs. Lin. I'm sorry. I did something bad to you. The male clerk bowed to Zhang Yuxi and said. And me, I have a problem with my attitude. I am willing to accept the fine. I also accept Mr. Wang's punishment for me. Mr. Lin, Mrs. Lin, please let me off. Then the male store manager with glasses bowed deeply to Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi and said. Boss, don't believe their pretense. Every one of them is hypocritical, and I don't know how many bad intentions they have behind their backs. Sui said from the side. Yes, I won't forgive you. I have already spoken for Yuxi. Li said unhappily. What did you do earlier? You are apologizing now. I tell you, it's too late. If you mess with my bestie, the end will not be good. Xiaoyu said angrily. If you don't believe it, we can give you compensation immediately. And if you don't believe the punishment our President Wang has imposed on the two of us, you can send someone to check it out later. He will definitely be fired. The male store manager with glasses said in an excited tone. Things have developed to this point, and it is indeed my fault. I will not make any excuses for myself. So I accept the punishment. The male clerk said from the side. Oh, look at how nice they are talking. They are singing the same tune. Since you accept any punishment, why are you still talking like this? Let's talk about it at the police station when the police come. Suanna said with a sneer. Ha ha ha. That's right. Save your energy and saliva. You don't have to apologize anymore, it's a waste of expression. Li smiled and said. At this time, the male store manager with glasses and the male clerk were mercilessly laughed at by them, and they couldn't say anything to refute. They were instantly angry again. However, they could only suppress it in their hearts. Let them laugh at them. Hey, 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 you little girls. You can't say that. Although they made a mistake first, no one is perfect, right? Since they made a mistake, give them a chance to make a new beginning. Don't you think so? Mr. Wang said with a look of a dean of education. Sure enough, it was something that only a man in his 40s could say. But these words are of no use to young people today. Who doesn't understand the truth? Do you still need an old man in his 40s or 50s to teach me? Zhang Yuxi's girlfriends rolled their eyes immediately after hearing what Mr. Wang said. They were speechless. Uncle, this is not a school. I thought you were the dean of teaching. You are so dazed when you speak. Xiaoyu complained immediately. Ha 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 ha. They all laughed when this was said. It really looks like it. I think it's a pity that you don't go to teach. Chen Dongyun also complained. I won't bother with you kids. I don't understand the world of you young people. But you guys are really uncultured when you talk. People like you will definitely not have a good life in society in the future. Mr. Wang said with a condescending look. But pull it out. You are educated, you are really educated. So your employees can harass women. Look, he is still a college student. Li said. Yes, aren't the requirements for employees here very high? How could this happen? Can Mr. Wang explain it? Suanna asked unwillingly. You guys. Mr. Lin didn't say anything, but you guys kept talking. I admit that it's our employees' problem. I also told you my solution. Let's solve it privately. There's no need to alert the police, right? Keep it in case of business dealings in the future. Mr. Wang said slowly. No need. You are useless to me. If you want to keep your store, you'd better say less. Lin Feng said coldly. This. Mr. Lin, you don't have to be so extreme. Mr. Wang said nervously. He didn't expect Lin Feng to be so cold when he spoke. He felt there was a glimmer of hope, but when he heard the tone of Lin Feng's words, he felt that it was really impossible. Even the male store manager and male clerk with glasses on the side couldn't help but feel cold on their backs when they heard Lin Feng's attitude. From this moment on, they really felt that they were going to be in trouble. I don't think I need to explain the relationship between you guys, right? I know it very well. So what else is there to say? Lin Feng said expressionlessly. Mr. Wang, the male clerk with glasses, and the male clerk were all shocked. They didn't expect Lin Feng to find out the relationship between them so quickly. This really surprised them. Chapter 1565 The Final Struggle. Boss Lin, since you already know everything, I don't need to explain anything. So for my sake, let them go. Boss Wang said slowly. For your sake? What sake? Do you know me well? Lin Feng said indifferently. He even felt a little funny now. He had no relationship with this Boss Wang, and he didn't know him or interact with him at all, but he asked him to give him some face? He was deliberately getting closer to him at this time? Huh. Lin Feng was speechless. Is your face more important than my wife? Boss Wang felt very embarrassed when he was retorted by Lin Feng. He seemed to be a little embarrassed. Lin Feng didn't give him any face at all. Stinky boy, what are you pretending to be? Boss Wang has said so much, and you don't know what's good for you. Yes, Boss Wang and I do have a different relationship. But you don't want to kill him, do you? The male store manager with glasses suddenly said in high spirits. He completely forgot whether Lin Feng was someone he could afford to offend. Because he just didn't believe it. With the strength behind Mr. Wang, how could he not fight against a college student? The male store manager with glasses actually thought that Mr. Wang was just giving face to Lin Feng. That's why he pretended to be weak again and again. He thought that Mr. Wang, a man in his 40s or 50s, had walked more roads than Lin Feng had eaten. He has also made a lot of connections over the years. After all, in the business, he has more or less intersections with bigwigs from all walks of life. Normally, others would more or less respect Mr. Wang. Why is he so humble in front of this college student? Obviously, he thinks Lin Feng is a little ungrateful. Lin Feng. He didn't even bother to say nonsense to the other party. He just hoped that he wouldn't come to beg him later. Oh, what a big tone. I hope you can keep this attitude. Chen Kun said with a look of watching the fun. Because he felt that the two idiots had violated Lin Feng's bottom line, so no matter what, their end would definitely be miserable. If they like to pretend, let them pretend. If I'm not mistaken, they are not far from kneeling down and begging for mercy. Suhi said with a relaxed look. You are talking nonsense. Who are you trying to scare? I just don't believe it. The male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi said with an arrogant attitude. Who are you scolding? Who are you scolding? Say it again. Do you believe I will make your teeth fall out? Chen Dongyun said with an angry face. At this time, the male clerk did not dare to say anything, but his face was full of dissatisfaction. Boss Lin, I have heard about some of your things in the workplace. You are indeed very capable. But aren't you a little bit lacking in being a person? I am your father's age, right? I have already made concessions at the most basic level, and you are still pressing me step by step. Are you disrespecting me? Boss Wang said earnestly. I don't respect you. Do you respect my wife? The victim in the whole process is my wife. Please understand. Don't pretend to be a grandson in front of me. Lin Feng said in a cold tone. You are still young and energetic. Young people should leave a way out for themselves. When we meet again in the future, everyone will be better off. Even if you let the police take him away. I have a way to get him out. Mr. Wang said. Oh, is that so? Then let's see. See if we can get him out. Lin Feng sneered and said. Oh, that's right. You have a mistress behind your back and have a child. Does your wife know? Then, Lin Feng said calmly. In fact, after Chen Kun and Suhi investigated the backgrounds of several of them, Lin Feng also sent a message to Chen Kun to get the detailed information of Mr. Wang, including some shameful things. Originally, he thought he could investigate his dirty business methods, but he didn't expect Chen Kun to dig out the fact that he had a mistress. After all, there is nothing that Chen Kun can't investigate. As long as he takes action, even the most secretive things will be made clear. Because Mr. Wang was able to achieve this level of career, of course, it was also inseparable from the help of his wife and his father-in-law and mother-in-law behind the scenes. After all, his wife's family background is much better than his. After all, he is also the daughter of a wealthy man in the real estate industry. It's just that his father-in-law and mother-in-law are old, so they retreated to the second line and let Mr. Wang's wife take over officially. Because his father-in-law and mother-in-law also had some doubts about him at the beginning, to put it bluntly, they didn't trust him. So the legal person of the company is his wife, and he can't inherit his father-in-law and mother-in-law's business. This has also become a thorn in his heart. But his family status is not high, and his wife is relatively strong. So even if he has his own career and has achieved this position today, he still has no say. Over time, Mr. Wang planted the seeds of resentment in his heart. But for the sake of his career, he can only live in frustration. Because he has no strength to fight against his wife at all. So he still loves his wife in a hypocritical manner and shows it to outsiders. But in fact, he had cheated on his wife a long time ago. It's just that his wife warned him again and again. His wife has also come forward to deal with many third parties. After all, he has achieved today's success and status, so there must be foxes around him. His wife also thinks that he is just playing around. She doesn't know that he now has a mistress outside and wants a child. If his wife knew, you can imagine how serious the matter is. Needless to say, Mr. Wang must be finished. So when he heard what Lin Feng said, his eyes were not only panicked but also angry. He could never imagine how Lin Feng could investigate this matter. This matter is a handle to defeat him. This made him extremely panicked. He originally had no say and status in the family. If this matter was exposed to the public, he would definitely have no room for turning over. Because first of all, his wife would not let him go. And his wife's power is even greater than his. If he really wants to fight, he will definitely not be able to win. Mr. Wang tried his best to calm down and pretend that nothing had happened. After all, he has lived for so long and has seen all kinds of storms. Because he still wants to make a final struggle. Mr. Lin, stop slandering me. You need to be responsible for this matter after throwing dirty water on me. I don't know what mistress and children you are talking about. Mr. Wang said, pretending to be calm. Chapter 1566 1 million compensation. Oh, really? Boss, you are slandering me. The mistress is Zhang Yuxi, and the son you gave birth to with her is Wang Liken. Your son is already 5 years old. Do you still think you are slandering me? Chen Kun said from the side. You. Nonsense. I don't know any Zhang Yuxi. If you do this again, I will sue you for defamation. Mr. Wang was obviously a little upset and said angrily. In fact, he was panicking because he was worried that this matter would get out, and even get to his wife's ears. At that time, his wife would definitely try every means to take away all his property and make him fall from grace. At that time, he would really have nothing. Then go ahead and sue. If this matter gets to your wife, your consequences will be terrible. Chen Kun continued to speak. You, an old man, become bad when you have money. You even have an illegitimate child. Tisk 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 tisk, it's really terrible. Xiaoyu complained. If it weren't for your wife and her family's help, how could you have achieved what you have now? Not to mention having a mistress. Chen Kun said. Mr. Wang was speechless because the evidence was in someone else's hands. He could do nothing. Mr. Lin. Name a price. This must not be spread. If it gets out, I'm done. I'm willing to buy it. You name your price. Mr. Wang said slowly. He was no longer struggling at this time. I hate people who are unfaithful to their feelings the most in my life. I have only one request. A sincere apology to my wife. Don't interfere in the affairs of these two idiots. I don't want to see this person in the workplace again. Lin Feng pointed at the male store manager with glasses and said. Because he was just Mr. Wang's excuse for dealing with a male store manager with glasses at the beginning, and he would be safe and sound once the storm was over. Since he had offended Lin Feng, then Lin Feng would definitely not be polite. This idiot must not be able to survive in the workplace for the rest of his life. No matter what his connections are, Lin Feng will find a way. As for the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi, the consequences are even more tragic. We must find a way to make him stay in jail for a few months. From then on, he will disappear from the workplace. This. Boss Lin, can we discuss it again? After all, they're all my relatives. If I just let it go, how can I justify it? Boss Wang said with an embarrassed look. That's your business. As soon as Lin Feng's voice fell, the police came in from the front of the gate. Lin Feng roughly told the police, and then planned to take the male clerk who harassed Zhang Yuxi away. You must help me. Save me. Please. The male clerk begged Jiang before leaving. Otherwise I won't let you go, Boss Wang. I will definitely tell you about your story. The male clerk continued to speak harshly when he was dragged away. Hey. Mr. Lin. I'm sorry, I will give you a compensation of 1 million. I hope you can accept it. Boss Wang said anxiously. I don't accept your apology. But donate this money to Hope Primary School. Zhang Yuxi said lightly. Okay, I will donate it in the name of Mrs. Lin. Mr. Wang responded immediately. Why don't you apologize now? What are you standing there for? Mr. Wang scolded the male store manager with glasses again. In fact, he was in a state of distress. If it weren't for the two of them, how could he be so embarrassed now? He happened to provoke Lin Feng, and the matter of him raising a mistress and an illegitimate child was dug up. Thinking about it, he was also very angry. Mr. Lin, Mrs. Lin, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize the great man. I am willing to be punished. The male store manager with glasses said immediately. Mr. Lin, I hope you can show mercy. After all, he is still young and has to live in the future. Mr. Wang said. So, don't be too arrogant. Be low-key. Otherwise you will just shoot yourself in the foot. Sui said slowly on the side. Wouldn't it be better if you just solved the problem? Why did you have to make excuses for that guy? If you anger the boss, the consequences will be terrible. Chen Dongyun said. Yes, our boss usually won't take the initiative to cause trouble. But if you insist on going against him, don't blame him for being rude. Chen Kun said. Yes, they did make mistakes first. I also have problems. I didn't manage my employees well. You did such a dereliction of duty. I'm sorry. Mr. Wang said immediately. You don't have to come to work anymore. Take care of yourself. Then Mr. Wang spoke to the male store manager with glasses. At this time, the male store manager with glasses didn't dare to say anything more. He accepted the consequences of all this. There was no point in saying more. Husband, let's go back. I don't want to stay here anymore. Zhang Yuxi said in a low voice. Lin Feng felt very distressed when he saw Zhang Yuxi, who was a little tired. Wife, let's go back and eat. I asked the chef to prepare a lot of delicious food. Okay. Lin Feng said with a doting look on his face. Yes. Okay. Zhang Yuxi responded obediently. This matter ends here. You should take care of yourselves in the future. Lin Feng said to them. Then he took the packed red wine and left with Zhang Yuxi and others. After a while, Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi back to the restaurant. He took her directly to the office on the second floor. At this time, Chen Kun and others also followed. Boss, do you need to go to the police station? Chen Kun asked. No, I have already asked someone to arrange it. No need to go there in person. Anyway, that guy will definitely stay in there for a few months. Lin Feng said slowly. It's a bargain for him to stay there for a few months. He dared to touch my sister-in-law. He is tired of living. Chen Dongyun said. Yes, with a boss's power, it's not a problem to let him stay in there for a few years or half a year. This time he can learn a lesson. Suhi said. Luckily Lin Feng arrived in time. Otherwise, who knows what that jerk would do to Yuxi. It's really disgusting. Xiaoyu complained. It's also our fault. We were planning to leave one person to accompany Yuxi. Then everyone left. Just to have a dessert. Li Yer said. Silly girl, what are you thinking? How can you be blamed for this? Who can find out what happened? Besides, it was me who asked you all to go. It's okay now. He doesn't dare to go too far in public. Zhang Yuxi said. She was actually not worried at all that the male clerk would do anything to him. Even if he wanted to do something to her, she would fight to the death. It was impossible to let that jerk succeed. Moreover, people came and went in the store, and with surveillance cameras, the male clerk would not go any further. But he still harassed Zhang Yuxi, and this situation made Lin Feng know that he would definitely not let him go easily. Dare to provoke Zhang Yuxi is his bottom line. For a long time, anyone who provokes Zhang Yuxi will never have a good end. I won't offend others if they don't offend me. If anyone offends me, he will be severely punished. Lin Feng has never taken the initiative to cause trouble, but he is not afraid of it either. Chapter 1567, Talk less and eat more. Okay, let's go eat first. You guys go first. Second brother, go see if you can notify us to serve the dishes. Lin Feng said. Okay, boss. Then we'll go first. Chen Kun said. Then they went to the private room first. Now there were only Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi left in the office. Lin Feng slowly walked to Zhang Yuxi's side and hugged her tightly in his arms. Honey, it hurts. Zhang Yuxi whispered. It hurts. You fool. Did I tell you to keep in touch with me when you're out? Do you know how worried I am? Lin Feng blamed him reluctantly. I did. I wrote it down too. But I didn't notice that my phone was out of battery. I was wrong. Honey. Zhang Yuxi said aggrievedly. Fool, you're really my fool. You said I never let you go out alone. What's the problem if you go out with him? I'm going to tie you to me in the future. Lin Feng said deliberately jokingly. Because Zhang Yuxi is so beautiful, many men are eyeing her when she goes out. So Zhang Yuxi is naturally more at risk than others. Some men with bad intentions will wait for a beautiful girl like Zhang Yuxi to attack. Every day, girls in different places encounter misfortune. So Lin Feng never dares to let Zhang Yuxi go out alone. Either he accompanies Zhang Yuxi, or a friend. Because some situations do happen frequently, fortunately Lin Feng always appears in time. Oh, isn't this an accident? Besides, no matter where I am, you will appear at the first time when I need you. I will pay attention next time. I was wrong. Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng with her big round eyes and said, "Do you know you are wrong? Silly wife." Lin Feng said with a doting look. Then he gently held Zhang Yuxi's face and kissed her. Now the whole office is filled with a sour smell of love. It seems that there are only two of them left in the world. A few minutes passed. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi slowly stopped. He looked at Zhang Yuxi, whose little face was pink and rosy in his arms, cute and shy. He laughed unconsciously. "Hate. What are you laughing at?" Zhang Yuxi became even more shy when Lin Feng looked at her like this. Her face, which was originally as red as an apple, instantly turned red to the roots behind her ears. "You are laughing at my wife's cuteness. How can I have such a cute wife? I have to protect such a cute wife well," Lin Feng said with a doting face. Hey, Zhang Yuxi faced shyly, buried her head in Lin Feng's arms. "Oh, I suddenly remembered. Hubby, that bottle of wine," Zhang Yuxi said. "See, silly. Spend money on me again. Wife, just buy what you like," Lin Feng said. "I don't. This bottle of red wine is also what you have always wanted to collect. It just happens to be there, so I'll buy it," Zhang Yuxi said like a spoiled child. "My wife is really. She is generous in buying me things worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. She would not be willing to buy for herself," Lin Feng said. "Of course. Hubby, you often buy me things. So you can't say anything when I give you things. I love you and I am willing. You often say this to me," Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Okay, I really can't do anything about you. But thank you, wife. I like this gift very much. As a reward, I plan to buy my wife a new bag," Lin Feng said with a smile. "Huh? Buy me another bag? There is no room in the cabinets at home." "No," Zhang Yuxi said. "Although it is said that bags can cure all diseases for girls, I don't know how many bags she has bought since she has been with Lin Feng. All the brand name bags in the house are given by Lin Feng, and there are too many to count. I don't know how many houses these brand name bags are worth. As long as a new model is released, Lin Feng will secretly buy a bag and give it to her." Lin Feng only thinks that there are not enough things for Zhang Yuxi, but not too many. "No, I have to buy it. This is for my wife. Not much. If there are more, I will collect them. As long as my wife likes it," Lin Feng said. "Fortunately, the house is big enough. Otherwise, there would be no place to put it," Zhang Yuxi said jokingly. "It's okay, wife. There are more than one house anyway. If there is no space, just take it to the villa. There are many houses at home, enough space. So you can buy whatever you want." Lin Feng smiled and said. "Enough, husband. It's catching up with the pace of female star Jingjing. Her husband has not retired because Jingjing loves to buy bags." "Ha ha ha," Zhang Yuxi said jokingly. "Wife, I'm still young. I can make more money. Buying bags is not a problem." Lin Feng also responded mischievously. "Tisk, you are so talkative. You are the only one who can talk." Zhang Yuxi patted Lin Feng's butt and said. "I'm just being honest. Why do you think I'm being so talkative? Besides, the money I make now is enough for my wife to buy bags for a lifetime. When my wife passes the driving test, we'll buy a luxury car," Lin Feng said. Okay, you're getting off topic. Let's talk about it after you pass the test. What if you're stupid and keep failing the test?" Zhang Yuxi said self-deprecatingly. "I'll go with you to take the test. My wife is so smart, there must be no problem. If she failed, it's because I didn't teach her well." Lin Feng touched Zhang Yuxi's head and said. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing when she heard this. "Wife, are you hungry? Let's go eat." Lin Feng smiled and said. "Hungry? My stomach is flat, look." Zhang Yuxi patted her stomach and said. "He, little lazy pig." The second brother and the others also called in the group. "The food is just served. Let's go over and eat now, just in time," Lin Feng said. "Yes, let's go eat," Zhang Yuxi said playfully. Then Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi to eat. When they arrived at the private room, everyone started to make a noise. "Boss, it's been a while. It's almost been an hour, right?" Chen Kun said with a smile on his face. "It's none of your business. Talk less and eat more," Lin Feng said calmly. Ha 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 ha. Everyone laughed instantly. Chapter 1568. Zhang Yuxi has a fever. At this time, the chef also walked in slowly. "Brother Tao, come on. Let's eat together." Chen Kun said immediately. Director Chen, please don't. I just came to thank Mr. Lin and Mrs. Lin in person. The chef smiled and said. Then he walked to Zhang Yuxi's side. Mrs. Lin, hello. Thank you very much for helping us. And Mr. Lin, you are really our benefactor. I also told my wife today. She asked me to tell you, thank you so much. It happened suddenly, and we didn't prepare anything. I'll use tea instead of wine, and toast you a glass. The chef said excitedly. At this time, Zhang Yuxi also stood up slowly. You're welcome, you're welcome. Just treat your wife well. It's really not easy for her to be alone in her hometown with a big belly. Take care of her more. Zhang Yuxi said. Yes, I will. Her due date will arrive in a while. I will take leave to go back and accompany her then. Mrs. Lin, my wife has repeatedly told me to thank you. She can't thank you in person now, but please tell her when she calls this afternoon. The chef said. I got it, let her rest assured. Let her rest assured after the confinement. It will take a few months for us to arrange this place. Let's pick her up then. It will be convenient to take care of her by my side. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. Boss Lin, thank you. Because I still have work to do later, I will use tea instead of wine. I toast you. The chef said. Well, do a good job. Lin Feng said slowly. Yes, Brother Tao, do a good job. Boss Lin will not treat you unfairly. Chen Kun said on the side. Okay, Boss Lin, Director Chen, don't worry. As long as Boss Lin needs me, I will always be here. The chef said with a firm face. You guys eat and drink well. I'll be busy first. Then he continued to speak. Then the chef went out. Boss, this Tao brother is quite good at dealing with people. At least he understands the principles. Chen Kun said slowly. Well, from the beginning when I met him, I felt that he was a good person. He is quite honest and decent. He is also good at dealing with people, which is the most important thing. Lin Feng said lightly. Indeed, his character is still impeccable. The main reason is that he followed the right boss. The boss even bought a house for him personally. If you tell others, others may not believe it. How can there be such a generous boss? Chen Kun smiled and said. Third brother, fourth brother, how are the stores over there? I haven't heard you mention it recently. Lin Feng asked. Boss, there is no big problem here. I have dealt with some minor problems. He said. Boss, the same here. Everything is normal. Chen Dongyun said. That's fine. Don't ask me for things you can handle yourself. Let's eat first. Lin Feng said slowly. Then he picked up some food for Zhang Yuxi. Wife, try this. You should like it. Lin Feng said gently. Yes. Thank you, husband. Zhang Yuxi responded obediently. Next, everyone ate and chatted. Time passed little by little, and it was already 9 o'clock after dinner. At this time, there were still many guests in the restaurant. This time was just the right time for everyone to come and eat. There was still a long line outside, and you can imagine how hot the business was. After Lin Feng had a brief meeting with a small leader in the restaurant, he took Zhang Yuxi and others away. On the way home, Zhang Yuxi, who was sitting in the co-pilot, slowly fell asleep. Lin Feng immediately turned down the volume of the music a little. More than an hour later, Lin Feng drove back to the downstairs of his house and parked the car. At this time, Zhang Yuxi was still sleeping and didn't want to wake up. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi, who was still sleeping soundly, carefully, and he couldn't bear to wake her up. So he gently opened the car door and came to the side of Zhang Yuxi's co-pilot. He gently unbuckled Zhang Yuxi's seatbelt and picked her up. At this time, Zhang Yuxi slowly woke up and looked at him dazedly in Lin Feng's arms. Husband, are you home? Zhang Yuxi said in a soft voice. Yes, just arrived. Don't move, I'll carry you up. Lin Feng said with a doting face. Then after locking the car, he carried Zhang Yuxi home, and Zhang Yuxi also hugged Lin Feng's neck obediently. After returning home, Lin Feng gently put Zhang Yuxi on the sofa. Wife, wait a minute. I'll go run the water for you. Take a good bath. Okay. Lin Feng said gently. Zhang Yuxi also nodded gently, and she continued to lie on the sofa and closed her eyes. Because I don't know what happened, her physical condition today is not very good. I always feel very tired and have no energy to dress up. So I fell asleep unconsciously on the way home from the restaurant tonight. And she was even more sleepy when she got home. Her body also felt light and fluttery. After Lin Feng finished a bathwater, he saw Zhang Yuxi lying on the sofa and fell asleep again. He gently came to the side of the sofa, half squatted down, and gently stroked Zhang Yuxi's cheek. "Silly girl. Falling asleep again," Lin Feng said softly. He knew that Zhang Yuxi was probably very tired all day today, otherwise it would be impossible for her to sleep since she got on the car. Zhang Yuxi would not be like this in the past. Looking at Zhang Yuxi in front of him, he felt distressed. "It's so cold. Cold." At this moment, Zhang Yuxi muttered. "Wife, what's wrong? Are you cold?" Lin Feng said anxiously. Then he took his hand and touched Zhang Yuxi's forehead. "Why is it so hot? Wife, are you feeling uncomfortable?" Lin Feng said. He estimated that Zhang Yuxi had a fever, but he didn't notice it because he had just carried her up through the clothes. Could it be that Zhang Yuxi looked so tired tonight? She had a fever in the hot summer, probably because she was too tired. Lin Feng hurriedly ran to the medicine box to get the thermometer and measured Zhang Yuxi's temperature. It was 39.1 degrees. As expected, Zhang Yuxi had a fever. Lin Feng immediately went to the bedroom and took a thick blanket to cover Zhang Yuxi. Then he went to the bathroom to get a basin of water and brought 2 towels. He squatted beside Zhang Yuxi and put the towel with cold water on Zhang Yuxi's forehead again and again. With the other towel, he gently wiped Zhang Yuxi's palms and neck. He first tried to cool down Zhang Yuxi physically. Chapter 1569 Intimate Care. Zhang Yuxi had a fever, and her body suddenly felt cold and hot. She wanted to kick off the blanket several times in a daze. Lin Feng stayed by her side and covered her with a blanket. Zhang Yuxi also kept holding Lin Feng's hand tightly, unwilling to let go. "Husband. Husband." Zhang Yuxi kept mumbling. "Wife, husband is here. Husband is here." Lin Feng always responded gently. Then he wiped Zhang Yuxi's palms over and over again. "Wife, be good. Husband, go change a basin of water first. I'll be there soon." Lin Feng squatted beside the sofa and spoke gently in Zhang Yuxi's ear. Only then did Zhang Yuxi slowly let go of his hand. Lin Feng quickly got up and went to the bathroom to change a basin of water. He continued to apply a towel to Zhang Yuxi's forehead. In this way, Lin Feng gave Zhang Yuxi physical cooling back and forth again and again. After more than half an hour, Lin Feng measured Zhang Yuxi's body temperature again 38.3 degrees. The effect of physical cooling is effective. Zhang Yuxi's body temperature slowly dropped a little. Lin Feng thought about making a lean meat porridge for Zhang Yuxi, thinking that she would feel better after waking up later. But at this time, Zhang Yuxi held his hand tightly. "Wife, I won't leave. Hubby will make you some porridge. I'll be there soon. Be good." Lin Feng patiently spoke beside Zhang Yuxi. When Zhang Yuxi was dazed, she still heard what Lin Feng said. She immediately let go of her hand very obediently. Then, Lin Feng got up and went to the kitchen to make porridge for Zhang Yuxi. He turned on the fire and slowly boiled it for a while. After finishing, he immediately returned to Zhang Yuxi's side. "Wife, I'll carry you back to the room, okay? Let's go back to the room to sleep." "Okay." Lin Feng spoke very gently. At this time, Zhang Yuxi didn't speak but just shook her head. "It's okay, honey. I'll change your pajamas. Then I'll get hot water to wipe your body. That way you won't be dirty, okay?" Lin Feng said softly beside Zhang Yuxi. Because Zhang Yuxi is a very clean person, she can't sit in the room to sleep without taking a shower or changing pajamas. Girls, in this regard, are more or less clean. And Lin Feng also understands Zhang Yuxi's this. That's why he said this, so that Zhang Yuxi will feel more comfortable. After hearing what Lin Feng said, Zhang Yuxi nodded slowly. At this time, she had a splitting headache and was weak all over. So she didn't want to talk at all, and she didn't have the energy to talk. "Be good. Wife, I'll get pajamas," Lin Feng said gently. Then he immediately got up and pulled up all the curtains in the house. Then he went to the cloakroom and got Zhang Yuxi's nightgown. He came to the sofa, gently helped Zhang Yuxi up, and then changed her nightgown. After changing, he carried her to the bed in the bedroom and covered her with a quilt. "Hubby. I want to drink water." Zhang Yuxi said a few words with difficulty. "Okay, husband will get you some water. I'll be there soon," Lin Feng said. Then he stood up and brought a cup of hot water to Zhang Yuxi. "By the way, He also brought in the kettle with hot water and placed it in the bedroom. Looking at Zhang Yuxi in front of him, her little face was flushed because of the fever. Her hair was soaked and wet from time to time. Occasionally, she showed a somewhat painful expression and frowned. Because of the high fever, headache and discomfort all over the body. In addition to heartache, Lin Feng also blamed himself. At this moment, he would rather he was the one who had a fever and was sick. He was willing to bear such discomfort instead of Zhang Yuxi. And he blamed himself and felt that he did not take good care of and protect Zhang Yuxi. Wife, I'll get some hot water. Wipe your body. Hubby will be back soon. Every time Lin Feng was about to leave Zhang Yuxi, he would speak to Zhang Yuxi very gently. Zhang Yuxi also nodded in response every time. Lin Feng was busy around her, taking care of her all the time. Even though Zhang Yuxi had a fever, she could still feel it even though she was dazed. But because her body was so uncomfortable, she didn't have the strength to speak. But every time Lin Feng spoke to her, she would respond if she could hear it. Lin Feng went to the bathroom to get a basin of hot water, squatted beside the bed and gently wiped Zhang Yuxi's body. He did this over and over again with great patience. Then he took the thermometer to measure Zhang Yuxi's temperature again 37.9 degrees. At this time, Zhang Yuxi's temperature slowly dropped, but she was still having a low fever. Lin Feng didn't dare to relax for a moment. He still applied a towel to Zhang Yuxi and wiped his palms. At this time, another hour passed. It was almost 12 o'clock in the night. Lin Feng looked at the sleeping Zhang Yuxi, tiptoed out of the room, and went to the kitchen to check the porridge in front. At this time, the porridge had been simmering on low heat for an hour. The porridge was ready, and they were just waiting for Zhang Yuxi to wake up before eating. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and called Chen Kun. He told Chen Kun that Zhang Yuxi had a fever. He and Zhang Yuxi would take a half-day leave tomorrow, and asked Chen Kun to tell Zhang Yuxi's girlfriends. Afterwards, Lin Feng left messages to Zhang Yuxi's counselor and his own counselor one by one, informing them of his physical condition and temporarily taking a half-day leave tomorrow morning. After Lin Feng dealt with these things, he carefully went to the bedroom and looked at Zhang Yuxi. At this time, Zhang Yuxi felt Lin Feng by her side and held his hand tightly again. "Husband. Hold me. Cold," Zhang Yuxi said in a daze. Even though her hair was soaked and she was sweating, she still felt cold from time to time. After all, she still had a low fever and it had not completely subsided. Okay, wife. Husband is here, husband is here," Lin Feng said. Then he immediately squatted beside the bed and gently comforted Zhang Yuxi. Because he hadn't taken a shower yet, and he was still wearing clothes for going out, so he couldn't hug Zhang Yuxi on the bed. "Wife, I'll go change into pajamas and come over, okay?" Lin Feng said gently. After all, clothes for going out are too dirty, so it would be better to change into pajamas. Because he thought that if he took a shower, what if Zhang Yuxi needed him and he didn't know? At this time, Zhang Yuxi vaguely heard what Lin Feng said. Slowly moved his body. "Husband. You go take a shower. I'm fine. Sleep for a while and wait for you," Zhang Yuxi said slowly. "Wife, don't talk. I know. I'll change into pajamas. I'll come to accompany you." If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1570 Taking Antipyretics. I'm worried about you taking a shower. Take it tomorrow, it's okay. Lin Feng patiently explained. It's okay. Husband, you go take a shower. I'm fine, you go. Zhang Yuxi said slowly. Okay. Husband, go. Good boy. I'll go right away, I'll be back soon. I'll put my phone by the bed. Wife, just call me if you have anything. Okay. Lin Feng said immediately. Zhang Yuxi nodded in response. Then Lin Feng went to take a shower, and he took a quick shower at the fastest speed in history. The main reason was that he was worried about Zhang Yuxi, who was still running a fever. After taking a shower, he immediately went to the bedroom to take a look at Zhang Yuxi. Seeing that she was already asleep at this time, a big stone in his heart finally fell. He continued to squat by the bed to help Zhang Yuxi wipe her palms and neck, and continued to apply a towel to her forehead. He took out the thermometer and measured Zhang Yuxi's temperature again, 37.6 degrees. The temperature dropped each time, and Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief. However, he still did not dare to relax, because fever is often erratic, and he was afraid that the temperature would rise again in the middle of the night after the temperature dropped for a while. Many people have a fever and feel much better all of a sudden. So Lin Feng still did not dare to relax, and still kept an eye on Zhang Yuxi's situation. It was already past 1 o'clock, and Lin Feng had been doing the same thing back and forth. He did not dare to fall asleep, so he had to stay awake and take care of Zhang Yuxi. Because he had to measure Zhang Yuxi's temperature from time to time and observe her. He also had to bring her more hot water to drink. After all, she still had to drink more water when she had a fever. In this way, Lin Feng went back and forth to take care of Zhang Yuxi. However, at more than 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, Zhang Yuxi was in a daze and half asleep and half awake again, tossing and turning. Lin Feng, who was lying on the side, felt a movement and immediately got up to check on Zhang Yuxi. He found that her cheeks were red again, and her hair was wet. Lin Feng reached out to hug Zhang Yuxi and found that she was burning hot. "I guess you have a high fever again. Wife, where do you feel uncomfortable?" Lin Feng said slowly. "Hubby, I have a headache." "Hot?" Zhang Yuxi said softly. "No. Wife, I'll take you to the hospital. It keeps coming back, this won't do." Lin Feng said anxiously. "I don't want to go. It's late at night, I won't go. Let's see tomorrow." "I don't want to go," Zhang Yuxi said weakly. Okay. Wife, then you wait a minute. I'll go find some, take some antipyretic medicine first." After Lin Feng finished speaking, he quickly got up and went to find some antipyretic medicine. Then he made another bowl of porridge that he had cooked before. He wanted Zhang Yuxi to eat a few mouthfuls of porridge to fill her stomach before taking the medicine. "Come on, wife. Hubby will feed you some porridge," Lin Feng said as he supported Zhang Yuxi and leaned against him. "Honey, I don't want to eat. I can't eat." Zhang Yuxi shook her head and said. "Wife, be good. Drink a few mouthfuls of porridge to fill your stomach first. Otherwise, your stomach will be too empty and you will feel uncomfortable when you take medicine. Just a few mouthfuls," Lin Feng said very gently. Zhang Yuxi drank a few mouthfuls of porridge under Lin Feng's patient persuasion. Then he fed Zhang Yuxi the antipyretic medicine, changed a basin of water, and continued to do physical calling for her. At this time, Lin Feng was no longer sleepy, because seeing Zhang Yuxi so uncomfortable, he was only worried. After taking the antipyretic medicine, Zhang Yuxi felt sleepy again and slowly fell asleep. Lin Feng was relieved when he saw Zhang Yuxi fall asleep. But he still stayed by Zhang Yuxi's side, measuring her body temperature from time to time until her body temperature slowly dropped. Time passed by minute. The sky gradually brightened. Only then did Lin Feng feel at ease and closed his eyes and fell asleep beside Zhang Yuxi. He couldn't stand it after not sleeping for a whole night. The main reason was that Zhang Yuxi's high fever had subsided, and he felt a little more relaxed. He slept until noon. At this time, Zhang Yuxi, who was beside her, slowly opened her eyes. Because she had a fever all night last night, she felt weak all over, and now she woke up with a dizzy head. She looked at Lin Feng, who was lying beside her, still in a dream. She recalled everything Lin Feng had done for her last night, taking care of her up and down. Although she was in a bad mental state and was confused, she knew everything Lin Feng had done. Because of her illness, Lin Feng couldn't sleep all night. She didn't have the heart to disturb him. So she got off the bed gently and looked at the scattered things in the room. There were several towels, basins, cups, kettles, measuring instruments, and blankets scattered on the ground. It is conceivable how Lin Feng took care of her last night. Zhang Yuxi's nose suddenly felt sore, and she looked at Lin Feng who was still sleeping. She was really moved in her heart. Just imagine, if one day Lin Feng needs her, she will also give 100%. Just because of love. Lin Feng also took care of Zhang Yuxi all night, and now he didn't wake up even if there was a little movement, because he was too sleepy. Zhang Yuxi dragged her still tired body and gently tidied up the things in the room. Then she went to the bathroom to tidy up the towels and basin. She washed up simply. She took the dirty clothes in the bathroom to the washing machine to wash. After finishing some small things, it was already past 12 o'clock. It was also lunchtime. Zhang Yuxi was not in a good state because of her illness, and she had no strength after just tidying up the room. She went directly to the sofa in the living room, lay down, and relaxed for a while. She didn't feel hungry now, because she had no appetite at all. But she was worried that Lin Feng would have nothing to eat when he woke up, so she slowly got up from the sofa. She went directly into the kitchen to see what could be cooked in the refrigerator. It was just right to fry a few home-cooked dishes. Zhang Yuxi was busy in the kitchen for a while. On the other side, Lin Feng slowly moved his body, and the first thing he did when he woke up was to find Zhang Yuxi. He found that Zhang Yuxi, who was lying next to him, was gone. He guessed that she had gotten up. Lin Feng also woke up immediately at this time. He saw that the room was clean and tidy, and some things that were done last night were gone. Wife, wife, wife. Lin Feng opened the door and came out of the bedroom and shouted, "Husband, are you awake?" It was Zhang Yuxi's voice. Chapter 1571, Don't Get Sick in the Future. Won't you sleep a little longer? Zhang Yuxi asked. Lin Feng's face changed when he saw Zhang Yuxi, who had not fully recovered from her illness, cooking. He was angry and distressed. He ran to Zhang Yuxi and snatched the spoon from her hand. "Wife, you are not obedient. You had a high fever last night, and you are restless when you get up. Spank you. Go sit down quickly, I'll do it," Lin Feng said with a reproachful and caring tone. "Husband, I didn't mean it. I'm much better, it's okay." Zhang Yuxi pouted and said, "No, I'll spank you if you don't listen to me. Go sit down quickly. Wife, you are hungry, you can call your husband to get up. I'll make you something to eat." "Are you a fool?" Lin Feng said with a doting look on his face. "You are the big fool. I'm not hungry, I have no appetite. I'm afraid you'll have nothing to eat when you wake up. Just happen to have some vegetables in the refrigerator, so I thought of frying a few. You can eat when you get up. You took care of me all night last night and didn't get any sleep," Zhang Yuxi said with some self-blame. "Silly, isn't it natural to take care of you? You're my wife, it should be. Wife, if you don't feel well, just take a rest. Hubby can do this kind of thing." Lin Feng smiled and said. He knew in his heart that Zhang Yuxi was also thinking about doing something for him. However, she was not feeling well now, and she hadn't recovered yet, so how could he let her cook? "Hubby, thank you. You didn't sleep all night last night, you worked hard." Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng from behind and said something. "Silly, it's not hard. I just hope it's me who's sick. Seeing you so uncomfortable, I feel so distressed," Lin Feng said with a gentle face. "No. Then I'll be sick. I don't want you to be sick either." Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng tightly and said, "Okay, okay. Two silly girls. Neither of you are allowed to get sick in the future. Be healthy and safe." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Yeah. Zhang Yuxi nodded obediently. "Wife, be good. Go lie on the sofa. The food will be ready soon," Lin Feng said. Then Zhang Yuxi lay on the sofa, and Lin Feng was busy in the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi also knew that Lin Feng had asked for leave for her last night. Zhang Yuxi was replying to her girlfriend's messages at this time, because they knew that Zhang Yuxi was sick. They were all very worried. They even planned to rush over to visit her after class at noon. Because the final exam was approaching, the class this afternoon happened to be adjusted again. She originally wanted to ask Lin Feng if he wanted to go to class in the afternoon, because Lin Feng only asked for half a day off last night. Now her girlfriend said that there was no class in the afternoon, so there was no need to ask for leave. Husband. Zhang Yuxi climbed up from the sofa, walked to Lin Feng's side and said, Honey, what's wrong?" Lin Feng asked with a puzzled look on his face. "Li Yi and the others said they wanted to come over to see me. Because I don't have any classes in the afternoon. I told them that I'm fine now and told them not to worry. But they're still worried and want to come over," Zhang Yuxi said. "If you don't have classes, just come over. They must be worried if you're sick. When will they arrive?" Lin Feng said. It's almost 1 o'clock now. It should be around 2 o'clock at the latest. They said they'll come over after lunch," Zhang Yuxi said. "Yeah. Then you don't need to prepare their portions. I also said that if they don't have any meals, I'll cook a few more dishes," Lin Feng said. "No need. I just asked. They said they didn't want to trouble you too much, so they ate at school before coming over." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Oh wow, they're actually aware of this. My wife became full of energy when she heard that her bestie was coming, right? So, your husband is not doing well now, Right. Lin Feng said, pretending to be jealous. No. I don't have any. I told you not to come. It's not a serious illness. But they just want to come. And why is my husband not well? Isn't my husband jealous? Zhang Yuxi immediately explained. That's not the case. Is it okay to be jealous of your bestie? But if they want to come, they can come. Stay at our house tonight for dinner and then go back. Lin Feng smiled and said. It depends on them. If they want to stay, stay. But if they stay, my husband will have to work hard again. I have to cook a big table of dishes. Zhang Yuxi said. It's okay, I just cook occasionally. It just so happens that we haven't eaten at home for a long time. Lin Feng said. I wonder if Chen Kun and the others will come. Your class should have classes in the afternoon, right? No, husband, don't you have a physical education test this afternoon? Then don't you have to take the test? Zhang Yuxi said. It's just a physical education exam. It's okay, I can just take a makeup exam this weekend. I have such a good relationship with the teacher, just send him a message and let him know. Lin Feng said lightly. Then I'll accompany you to take the exam this weekend. So Chen Kun and the others shouldn't come. My bestie is staying for dinner tonight, so we don't have to prepare so many dishes. Zhang Yuxi said. Let's talk about it later. I didn't ask them either. They should be taking the exam. Don't worry about them. Wife, the dishes are ready. Let's have lunch first. Lin Feng said. Then he finished 2 bowls of rice and ate with Zhang Yuxi. It was already past 1 o'clock, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi had just finished lunch. At this time, Zhang Yuxi saw that they hadn't arrived yet, so she planned to take a shower. After all, she didn't take a shower last night because she was sick, but Lin Feng just helped her wipe her body. So she always felt uncomfortable all over when she came here. After all, it's summer now, and although the air conditioner is on, it's really uncomfortable not to take a shower. And because she had a fever last night, Lin Feng didn't turn on the air conditioner in the bedroom all night, but only turned on the fan from a distance, because he was afraid that it would aggravate Zhang Yuxi's condition. So Lin Feng also sweated all night last night and got through it. Now I feel bad when I get up at noon. Honey, I want to take a shower. Zhang Yuxi said. Chapter 1572, The Wife Protecting Maniac. I feel sticky and uncomfortable. It just so happens that they haven't arrived yet. Zhang Yuxi said. Go, let's take a shower together. I'm sticky too. It was so hot last night. Lin Feng said. Yes. Is it uncomfortable without the air conditioner? Because of me, my husband has become smelly. Zhang Yuxi deliberately said jokingly. Then who is it because of? Is it because of my silly wife? Otherwise I would smell so good. Lin Feng smiled and said. Yes, yes, yes. Hurry up and take a shower. Otherwise they will arrive later. Let them smell the sweat of both of us. Zhang Yuxi said. Let's go. Let's take a shower together. Lin Feng immediately picked up Zhang Yuxi and went to the bedroom. After a while, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi came out in bathrobes. Wife, go sit and wait for me. I'll get you a hair dryer to blow dry your hair. You just got sick, you have to hurry. Lin Feng said. Yes, I'll wait for you in the bedroom. Zhang Yuxi responded obediently. Then Zhang Yuxi went to the bedroom, and Lin Feng quickly went to get the hairdryer. Then he quickly dried Zhang Yuxi's hair. Honey, they are on their way now. It seems that Chen Kun and the others are here too. Drive over. Zhang Yuxi looked at her phone and said. She turned around and showed a message to Lin Feng. Honey, don't move. The hair is almost done. Lin Feng said. Aren't those idiots going to take the exam? I guess they sent me a message. I haven't had time to read it since I got up. Then Lin Feng continued to speak. That should be it. I guess they want to wait for you to take the exam together. They should be here in about 20 minutes. Zhang Yuxi said. Okay, honey. I'll clean up the hair on the floor. You go clean it up. Then I'll go. Lin Feng said. Okay, I'll go right away. Zhang Yuxi said. Then she immediately got up and went to the cloakroom to change clothes. Otherwise, it would be bad if they haven't changed their clothes when their friends arrive. Besides, the school is relatively close to their home, and they will arrive there in less than a minute. After Lin Feng cleaned up the hair on the floor, he immediately went to the cloakroom to change clothes. After changing clothes, he went out to make a chrysanthemum tea for Zhang Yuxi to clear away heat and detoxify. Although the fever has subsided and she is much more energetic, Lin Feng is still a little worried. Wife, put on a blanket. The air conditioner is on in the hall now. You still have to be careful, Lin Feng said. Then he immediately went to the bedroom to get a blanket and put it on Zhang Yuxi. Thank you, husband, Zhang Yuxi said sweetly. Aren't they here yet? I'll make some tea. You can drink it when they get there. Lin Feng looked at his watch and said. They should be here soon. Maybe they are already downstairs at home, Zhang Yuxi said. Don't worry about them, I know the address of their home anyway. I'll make some tea, Lin Feng said. Then he went to make tea. As soon as the tea was made, the doorbell rang. Ding ling ling. Ding ling ling. Zhang Yuxi quickly got up from the sofa and went to open the door, and Lin Feng followed. You guys are here. Come in, Zhang Yuxi said. Yuxi, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you still having a fever? Why are you sick? We are so worried. Zhang Yuxi's girlfriends and roommates were all rushing to speak. You guys are interrogating. My sister-in-law is fainted. Can you go in and sit down to talk? Blocking the door and rushing to talk, Chen Dongyun complained. Ho ha ho ha. Don't mind girls' business. Otherwise, you will suffer in the end. Sui smiled and said. Boss. Lin Feng's brothers saw Lin Feng and shouted. You guys, don't you have a physical education test this afternoon? You guys came here too, Lin Feng said. Aren't you waiting for the boss to come with you? Don't worry about it now, it's more important to see my sister-in-law, Chen Kun said. Yes, boss. You have to go there to take the makeup exams on the weekend anyway. Wouldn't it be better if we were together? It's so lonely to be alone. Chen Dongyun smiled and said. Make excuses and find reasons. Don't I know what you guys are thinking? Fuck. You arrived just after the tea was brewed. You really know how to choose the time. Lin Feng teased. Boss, what good tea did you brew today? Chen Dongyun asked. Just drink it. Boss, there is no bad tea here. Suhi said. Wife, you guys chat outside. Let's go have some tea. Lin Feng turned around and said to Zhang Yuxi. Yes, you guys go. Zhang Yuxi responded. Then Lin Feng took a few brothers to have tea. On the other side, Zhang Yuxi was chatting with her girlfriends. The girlfriends also brought a lot of fruits. After all, Zhang Yuxi was sick and they had to bring some small gifts when they came to visit her. I have enough fruits. Why do you need to buy fruits? It's good that people come. I'm very happy, Zhang Yuxi said. Oh, my eldest lady. It's different. What you have is yours. What we bring is ours. It's a must, Xiaoyu said. That's right, Yuxi, don't worry about it. Just bring it to you and eat it. We all chose the fruits you like. You bought them downstairs. Imported. Suanna said. Okay, I really can't do anything with you. I'll go wash them, and we'll eat together. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Then she was about to get up and wash the fruits. No. Yuxi, put it down. I'll do it. People who are sick need to rest well. Li Yi quickly pulled Zhang Yuxi to sit down and said. Yes, don't worry about it. We are all family, we can wash it ourselves if we want to eat. Sit down for us. Suanna said. Zhang Yuxi was amused by the words of several girlfriends. Those who didn't know would think she was seriously ill. I really admire you. I just had a fever last night. It's not that exaggerated. It's fine now. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. That won't work. Besides, it will be terrible if Lin Feng sees us. He's a wife-protecting maniac and might chase us away, Xiaoyu said jokingly. Chapter 1573 Afternoon Tea with Girlfriends. Ha. I think it makes a lot of sense. No, it should be very possible. Suanna smiled and said. What bad things are you saying about me? Laughing like that. At this time, Lin Feng came over and said. What bad things can you say? Such a perfect person. If I have to say anything, I'll say good things about you. Suanna said. We are praising you. Besides, if we say bad things about you, Yuxi will not be happy. Xiaoyu said. You two are singing the same tune now. You have said everything. Zhang Yuxi said. You guys should stop flattering me. I came back just to ask, what do you want to eat tonight? I'll go buy it with them later. Lin Feng said slowly. Yes, let them buy whatever you want to eat. We'll eat at home tonight. Zhang Yuxi also said. We're all fine. Just buy whatever you like. Anyway, the chef cooks it himself, so how can we choose? Suana said. We'll eat whatever you cook. It's good to have something to eat. Xiaoyu said with a smile. Wife, do you want to eat anything? Lin Feng asked. Husband, I'll eat whatever you cook. You guys can just watch when we go to buy vegetables later. I'll listen to you. Zhang Yuxi said. Okay, we won't ask you when we go to buy vegetables later. We'll watch. Lin Feng responded. Yeah, thank you for your hard work, husband. Zhang Yuxi said. It's only a little after 2 o'clock now, no rush. I'll talk to them about work. I'll go later. Lin Feng said. Yeah, you go ahead. They just came after dinner, so they're not hungry. Zhang Yuxi said. Yeah, it's okay to have dinner later. You guys can make the arrangements. Go after you're done. Xiaoyu said. Then Lin Feng continued to drink tea and chat with his brothers. Zhang Yuxi on the other side was also chatting with her girlfriends while eating fruit. Would you like to have some afternoon tea? Let me order some. There's an afternoon tea shop near my house that serves delicious desserts. Zhang Yuxi said. Is it far? Why don't I go down and buy some? If it's close, the express delivery might not be faster than me going down to buy it. Li Yi said. Afternoon tea now, can you still have room for dinner? I'm full after eating dessert. Xiaoyu said. Forget it. Xiaoyu, you can eat so much, are you afraid you can't have dinner? You silly girl, are you planning to lose weight? Suana complained immediately. Ha. Can I pretend for a while? Really, you want to save some space for a big meal? Xiaoyu couldn't help laughing and said. Don't worry, with your strength, you don't need to save any space at all. After afternoon tea, you can still have dinner. Suana smiled and said. Don't worry. We shouldn't have dinner until around 8 tonight. So, just enjoy afternoon tea. It's enough to digest. Zhang Yuxi said. If you can't eat tonight, you can pack it up and take it back. After all, it's not often that we can eat the dishes cooked by these boys. Li Yi said jokingly. No, it's Yuxi's husband's cooking skills that we can't eat often. He only makes delicious food for Yuxi. Suana laughed. Boasting king. Aren't you eating enough? I ordered directly, it's faster this way. It will be here in about 20 minutes. Zhang Yuxi said. Order it. I want to try how delicious this afternoon tea is. It was a long time ago that I had afternoon tea with Yuxi before, Suana said. Not long ago. It seems like it was just a few weeks ago. Zhang Yuxi thought for a while and said. No, it's been almost a month. Last time, it was probably because Lin Feng finally let us go and occupied Yuxi for half a day. Li Yi said. But the afternoon tea we had last time was also very good. It was also quite expensive. Xiaoyu said. There's a reason why it's expensive. Delicious food is always a little expensive. Li Yi said with a smile. The one we just ordered is really delicious. So far, after trying so many desserts, this one is the best. Zhang Yuxi said. That's great, my sisters love desserts the most. It's just that the calories are too high, it's easy to get fat. Xiaoyu said. Who cares? Eat it first. Who can resist the temptation of delicious food? Suana said. I'm not fat, what's there to be afraid of? I'm not fat even after eating so much now. It's in vain. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Yu has gained some weight. She just weighed herself a few days ago. I bought a scale in the dormitory and weigh it every day. Li Yi said. Yes. I've gained a few pounds since I first came to school. Oh my god, I want to vomit blood. Now my face is round. Xiaoyu said self-deprecatingly. I guess Chen Dongyan took good care of you. Ha. This is a round face of happiness. Suana laughed and said, it's ridiculous. He knows how to irritate me all day long. It would be better if he wasn't angry to death, and it's a round face of happiness. Xiaoyu complained. You don't know how to appreciate the blessings you have. Silly girl, he has such a good temper. But you are so impatient. Li Yi said. Yi, you are my mother's incarnation. What you said is exactly the same as what my mother said. Xiaoyu said. Ha. That means Auntie is as far-sighted as I am. It seems that we are both right. Li Yi laughed and said. However, Chen Dongyan does have a good temper. Compared to you, this silly girl, his temper is better than yours. Suana said. That's the right way. Complementary personalities, Otherwise both of them have stubborn tempers and will fight. Zhang Yuxi said from the side. Sometimes I wonder if his temper is as impatient as mine. I guess we will quarrel all the time. Sometimes, I also think he is quite wronged. Xiaoyu smiled and said. So, silly girl, you are happy. But, I heard a lot of complaints from you guys about them. Zhang Yuxi teased. Chapter 1574 Hermes and Dessert. Oh, that's not it. Sometimes you say he's a straight man, it can make you angry. He talks in a roundabout way. My blood pressure has soared. Xiaoyu said excitedly. Beautiful girl, calm down. You look like you're going to make me laugh to death. Suanna said. Okay, calm down. Xiaoyu took a deep breath and said. Ha 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 ha. Several girls laughed together. But, speaking of which, among the three of us, Su is the most tactful. Right? Miss Li. Suanna said with a smile. Oh, it's okay. It's just so. Li said with a proud face. Su is the most tactful, Chen Kun is the most humorous, and Chen Dongyan is the most naughty. That's a good summary. Xiaoyu said immediately. Yeah, you is right. Kun is sometimes too naughty. So only Anna's personality can control him. Zhang Yuxi echoed from the side. No one can control his personality. Don't think too highly of me, I can't control it either. He's very naughty. Su Anna's boyfriend complained. No, it wouldn't be right for anyone. You and Kun are a perfect match. Anna is more rational and calm. On the contrary, Kun is too jumpy, and he is only willing to listen to you. Xiaoyu said. Yes, I think so too. In daily life, as long as Anna speaks, Chen Kun will be honest. Li said. This also requires Kun to listen to her. This is love. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Love it. If you want to talk about love, no one can compare to Yuxi's fiancé, right? He is simply a perfect boyfriend. I'm so jealous, Suanna teased Zhang Yuxi. Everyone's good. Since you all think Lin Feng is good, then his brothers must not be bad. Zhang Yuxi said. After all, people who can be brothers with Lin Feng must have good conditions in all aspects. Otherwise, Lin Feng would not have a deep friendship with the other party. So his roommates must be no problem. Ding-ling ding-ling. Ding-ling ding-ling. Just when everyone was chatting enthusiastically, the doorbell rang. It should be the takeaway. I'll go open the door. Zhang Yuxi said. Just as she was about to get up to open the door, she was stopped by Suanna. Miss Zhang, I'll go. You sit still. Suanna said with a look of a female boss. Then she quickly got up to open the door to get the takeaway. Wow, Anna is so manly, love it. Li teased mischievously. Love it. Zhang Yuxi and Xiaoyu also teased. That's enough. More naughty than Chen Kun. Suanna said. Then she brought the takeaway back. Come on, eat it quickly. After eating this time, you will definitely want to eat it again. Zhang Yuxi said. Yuxi, you bought too much? Now you may really not have to eat dinner. Xiaoyu said. Don't worry, everyone. Eat as much as you want. Not much, I bought basically all the popular flavors. I just want you to eat enough. Zhang Yuxi said. Wait a minute. Put it in place, I'll take a few photos first. You must eat it first before posting it on WeChat Moments. Li said. Yes, take a photo and post it in the group. I want some too. Xiaoyu said with a smile. Okay. Let's eat. These desserts are so beautiful. Li said. Oh my god. So delicious. This should be the most delicious I've ever eaten. Not greasy at all. Xiaoyu said excitedly. And its coffee is also delicious. So smooth. Amazing. Suanna said. Right. I told you that you would like it. And you will want to eat it a second time. I had the same reaction as you when I first ate it. Zhang Yuxi said. But it should be quite expensive. It seems that its ingredients are not simple. Suanna said. Yes, it's really not cheap. They say it's the Hermes of desserts. The ingredients used are all imported or high-end ingredients. Zhang Yuxi said. No wonder it tastes so good. It's really the best I've ever eaten. Li said. If you want to eat, just tell me and you can come over to eat. Or I'll order it and bring it to school for you. Zhang Yuxi said. Ha. Then are we too shameless? We eat and drink for free every day. Li laughed and said. Yes, we are so shameless. He. Who let me have a best friend like Yuxi? No way, Yuxi, just admit it. Xiaoyu said deliberately jokingly. We have eaten and drank for free many times. It's already commonplace. Yuxi has become numb. Suanna quickly laughed at herself. What are you talking about? What's the big deal? As long as you like to eat, it's fine. As long as I have time, I hope you can come over to eat together. Where you are, there will be laughter. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said. Besides, she often buys gifts for her girlfriends and doesn't care about these things at all. And she doesn't think too much, she treats them sincerely. Since they met Zhang Yuxi always gives them small and big gifts. Girls' favorite skincare products and cosmetics are not a problem. Because she is with Lin Feng, she often takes her out to play, go shopping and buy. So every time she goes out to travel, she will bring small gifts back to her girlfriends. Of course, these girlfriends will also treat her sincerely. They will also give her some small gifts. Because they all remember Zhang Yuxi's kindness to them. They really treat Zhang Yuxi as a family member. Zhang Yuxi is the same. But Yuxi is really good to us. Except for her parents. She is really generous and considerate. Suanna said. That's right. We are so lucky. We are able to meet Yuxi and become her best friend. She must have accumulated a lot of blessings in her previous life. Xiaoyu said. Goddess, I love you. Love you. Li Yi immediately hugged Zhang Yuxi and said coquettishly. Okay. Stop praising me. Eat more. There will be a big dinner tonight. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but smile and said. However, just as she finished speaking, Lin Feng and a few brothers came out. Chapter 1575 Expensive Supermarket. Tisk. Afternoon tea has been arranged for several rich ladies. What a wonderful life. Chen Kun said humorously. So we men are not worthy of afternoon tea, right? Why didn't anyone notify us? Chen Dongyun also teased. It's good enough that the rich ladies didn't ask us to pay. Still want to eat. Suhi also said in unison. Ha. You call us rich ladies, and now you are lost in the ocean. Li Yi smiled and said. So, why don't you hand over the money quickly? Look, there is 1,350 yuan on the order. It's time to show your boyfriend power. Xiaoyu deliberately said jokingly. More than 1,000 yuan. Look, they are indeed rich ladies. Having afternoon tea costs more than 1,000 yuan. Take us out some other day. Chen Dongyun teased. You are not paying for it and you are still talking so much? Go away. Xiaoyu said to her boyfriend Chen Dongyun. There's still coffee, baby. Which cup is yours? Let me try it. Chen Kun said to his girlfriend Suanna with a look of wanting to be beaten. Go away. Why drink coffee when you just drank so much tea? The tea here at Lin Feng is all fine. Suanna teased. My girlfriend is so stingy. You won't even give me a taste. Chen Kun said jokingly. Suanna didn't bother to pay him because she had long been accustomed to Chen Kun's talkative appearance. Young masters, eat if you want. If you really want to eat, no one can stop you. Li Yi shook her head and said. Do you need to pay for it? Eat it if it's free. Suhi said jokingly. Yes. But buy it for us next time we want to eat it. Li Yi responded to her boyfriend. Sister-in-law, you just spoil them too much? You took them to eat too many delicious things, making them picky. Chen Dongyun said from the side. Hey. I'm not taking the blame for this. Aren't you guys spoiling me enough? This has nothing to do with me. Zhang Yuxi responded deliberately jokingly. What you're saying? Then Lin Feng has spoiled you guys too. Following him every day to eat delicious food and drink spicy food. Xiaoyu also complained. What to eat tonight is the key. We're going to buy groceries. Chen Kun said slowly. We're all good, just buy whatever you want. It's good to have something to eat. Suanna responded. Lin Feng came to Zhang Yuxi's side at this time. Wife, I'm going to buy groceries with him. I'll be back soon. Lin Feng touched her hair and said. Okay, go ahead. Zhang Yuxi responded obediently. You don't have any requirements, we'll buy whatever you want. You can eat whatever I cook. Lin Feng said after he stood up. Okay. The girls responded. Wife, don't eat too many desserts. I just had a fever last night. Lin Feng said to Zhang Yuxi. I didn't eat much. It's mainly to let them have a taste. Because the desserts downstairs are so delicious. Zhang Yuxi said. You guys don't eat much either. I won't be able to eat dinner later. Chen Kun also said. I know, I know. I'm sure you can eat more. Don't worry. Xiaoyu said with a smile. Then Lin Feng went out to buy groceries with a few brothers and roommates. Zhang Yuxi continued to have afternoon tea and chat with her girlfriends at home. On the other side, Lin Feng and his brothers came to a large supermarket near their home. There is a difference between supermarkets in high-end communities and ordinary supermarkets. The ingredients in the supermarket downstairs of Lin Feng's house are also very fresh. They are all goods of the day. And many of them are imported. Naturally, the price is also very expensive. It is normal to spend a few thousand yuan casually. What do you want to eat? Go pick it up. Lin Feng said slowly. Boss, let's have some oysters. I haven't eaten them for a long time. Look at how big these oysters are. Chen Dongyun said with a smile. Fourth brother, do you need to replenish your body recently? There is a saying that oysters are a gas station for men and a beauty salon for women. Isn't that right? Chen Kun said with a smirk. Get lost. I see you're a little weak recently. That's why you need to replenish your body. Chen Dongyun said. Ha. It's all the same, it's all the same. We all need to replenish our body. Chen Kun laughed and said. I don't need it. I'm not weak. Suhi said seriously. Get lost. We don't know if you are weak or not. But you still need to replenish your body appropriately. Chen Dongyun said. Buy if you want to eat. Give me more. Let you replenish your body to your heart's content. Lin Feng said indifferently. Damn it, boss. The things in the supermarket downstairs from your house are too expensive. A bag of oysters costs more than 1,000 yuan. Suhi said. That's normal. Boss lives in a wealthy area. We're all rich. Chen Kun said. When we eat tonight, you'll know why it's expensive. It costs thousands of yuan to come here. Lin Feng said calmly. We can have a big meal again tonight. Hey. Chen Dongyun said. Look, is there anything else you want to eat? Buy it quickly and go back to cook it. Lin Feng said. Afterwards, Lin Feng's brothers went shopping for half an hour and filled their shopping carts. Basically, they bought everything they should have bought. But one shopping cart could no longer fit, and Lin Feng was going to buy some things for Zhang Yuxi. Second brother, push another shopping cart over. I'll buy some things for Yuxi. So Lin Feng called Chen Kun to push the shopping cart over again. Okay, boss. Chen Kun responded immediately. Then he ran to get the shopping cart. Boss, you are a good man. You never forget your sister-in-law. Suhi said. Boss is a famous good man. We have been together with my sister-in-law for a long time. We have seen it clearly. Chen Dongyun smiled and said. Since you are here, just bring her something back. The milk and snacks at home are almost gone. These must be prepared for her. Lin Feng said lightly. Every time Lin Feng comes to the supermarket, he will give priority to what Zhang Yuxi needs. Therefore, the snacks at home have never been out of stock. Because Lin Feng always replenishes the stock very promptly. He knows clearly what snacks and fruits Zhang Yuxi likes to eat. Every time he goes to the supermarket, he will definitely buy a lot for her. And the things he chooses for Zhang Yuxi are of high quality and relatively expensive. Lin Feng just thinks that Zhang Yuxi is unique, so she deserves the best. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.